Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show for the third time this evening and Monday morning. Hope you're all doing well. This is going to be fun, man. I've even done a quick costume change for you, man. I had to go get
I've
my
got
new...
I've got my Bielsa book there.
There you go. See, we're here. We're here to see the GOAT. The GOAT, Uruguay, take on Panama. Yeah, and they're in the same group as the US and A as well, so it's going to be interesting. I look forward to it. Lockie, how are you, mate? All good?
Yeah, I'm ready. It's in it good to do something, not lead. I'm just thinking, Joe, are we the only fan base that would do this?
Do
This
you know what it
manager
is?
as well.
I think, if I'm being honest, it's Bielsa. And what I mean by that is, like, Chile still feel mad about him. You know, Bilbao. You know, there's a lot of fans that just follow this man about. I think
because even as unbelievably amazing as Pep is and all that, City fans wouldn't do this, would they? Do you know what I mean?
No, they wouldn't.
It's Bielsa and Leeds. It's the club, isn't it? It's and that
agree.
manager, that partnership was just perfect.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, mate. Definitely. Let's have a look. Carajo, Uruguay. Yeah. Top Yank says, "Let's go Panama." Let's see, man. We will be there. Because they play you as well. It's probably be the group decider because I think Uruguay play Bolivia, who were rubbish by the way, but USA were quite good, and then Panama will play, and then I'm assuming you both have 6 points. Then it'll be a shootout to see who gets top of the group between Uruguay and USA. So we will be there. Let's have a look. Let's see if Nunes keeps his Uruguay form. Yeah, listen, under Bielsa, he's been scoring goals, hasn't he?
He's been very good, mate.
Yeah,
that's what he does. You know, these strikers struggle before him and after him, but when he's with them,
look what he did to Bamford and now Nunes. It's mad.
He's good with strikers, this Bielsa.
Yeah, exactly. Smash a like, yeah. Big up to Dan, I haven't seen you for a while. I know you keep dropping in. Let's go Uruguay. Somerville Rutter says, mad the chat for a live stream of a Copa WTF warm up the Leeds following El Loco best fans. Yeah, exactly. Bueno. See. That's all I've got for you. 5-0 Uruguay. It all depends on what Panama are about. I don't know nothing about Panama. I didn't know nothing about Bolivia, and Bolivia were not great. But like I say, they made Robinson look like bloody Roberto Carlos down that left-hand side, man. Lockie the GOAT.
Cheers, Jack, mate.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Big up Danny, Mr. Dodo as well. Big up everyone. Go Panama, says Carlos. I'm getting a lot of Americans coming in that are wanting Uruguay to get dunked on, it seems. Why is that? I don't understand.
They want to be top at group, I guess, and probably got more of a chance winning it if Panama beat them.
Yeah, that's true. Let's not at 1:30 in the morning, the Knox. They're not normal. Yeah, because they're normal. Sorry, yeah. The mad thing is, did you know Thomas Christensen was the Panama manager? Madness.
Been there for a while. They're all right. I've not watched them, but I've seen some things. They're fairly solid, I believe. Fairly solid.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure they play a back five, and Bielsa might be as well, looking at the team potentially. Although you never know. So it could be all right, mate. Yeah, they're the battlers of Paraguay that they'll get stuck in. It'll be a physical game, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think
they'll be all right. They'll be an all right side, I think.
Yeah, that's what.
Could be completely wrong, but.
That's what Gabe was saying earlier. They're quite physical. So, do you know what I noticed as well? Do you remember Nati Hernandez?
Yeah.
We were linked to him loads there. He plays for Uruguay. I didn't realise he's picked him and that.
Yeah, he's very good for him as well. He's one of their best players.
Yeah.
Not like in terms of name, but in terms of when he plays, he's the ultimate Bielsa player.
Yeah. We were linked to him so much as well, weren't we?
We were. I remember. I think he got in a bit of trouble. I'm not too sure, but.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. But I'm looking at Uruguay side. It's some good players in there. It's quite. He has a lot of unknowns in the squad, but that squad there is quite. You recognise most of the name.
100%.
One guy, Nicolas de la Cruz. He's a good player. He's a good player. Yeah, watch out for that guy.
Because in that lineup, like you say, there's obviously Nati Hernandez, Arejo. You've got Valverde, Ugarte, Nunes, Pelistri, They've got some good players within the side for sure. Play at some top clubs: PSG, Liverpool, Madrid, Oliveira at Napoli, Arejo, like I say. So yeah, there's some good players even on the bench. Though, like Bentancur, Jimenez.
Yeah.
They've got some good sides.
Suarez still
good
about.
Players. Is Luis Suarez gone? Yeah.
Yeah, he's there. Yeah,
he's on
number
the bench.
9.
Yeah. There you go, Luis.
Yeah,
Suarez.
like number 7, De La Cruz. If he gets on, I like him. Good player. Great player.
Big up to you guys. It must be super late. It's not even super late. It's super early. It's in the morning now. It's Monday morning, Isaac. It's Monday the 24th of June, 1:45. So yeah, it's there. Uruguay haven't looked great against the lesser teams, but look fantastic. Well, we've seen that movie before, haven't we, with Bielsa, to be fair. That's a good point. That's a good point.
You never knew which lead you'd get sometimes, did you?
Yeah.
We'd either be unbelievable, we'd get beat 7-0 against City, or we'd smash up 2-1 with 10 men. You know what I mean? There was no
in between.
You get what you get, you know. It is what it is on the day. We'll turn up and be unbelievable, or we can't string a pass together. It'd be one of the two.
That was the enjoyable side of it.
That's great. Yeah. But whatever you got, you knew the energy would be there and the players would give it everything, and that's what we love to see, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Let's have a look. Nunes brace. I think Nunes will score as well, mate. To be fair,
I do like Nunes. I honestly do. He gets a lot of stick, but I really like him. I think if he just cleans his game up a bit, it'd be an unbelievable striker.
100%. Good morning, chaps. Hope this is a bit more of a contest than the previous game. Looking forward to see Bielsa ball in a tournament situation. Yeah, for sure. Snap. Because prior to him coming to Leeds, it wasn't something, you know, that I was aware of, really. You know, obviously Chile and Argentina. Before
he had. I think he had 2 stints of Argentina. I believe, I could be wrong, but one of them.
Had them at Olympics at one time.
Olympics, right? That he did really well that time, and then it was the second time he didn't do quite as well. But it was literally just before Messi. So if he had stayed a few years, he'd have been part of that young Messi side. So that'd have been unbelievable. But
it would have.
Yeah.
I remember him telling a story of how like he'd played. I think it was Batistuta out of position or something like that, and years later he phoned him up to apologise or something like that. It's just
Crespo.
Crespo, sorry, it was Hernan Crespo, not Batistuta.
Yeah.
You're right.
Like 10, 15 years later, he bought him and apologised because he couldn't get it off his mind.
Leandro was on early and he told me, like, I think a fan had asked him why they'd done no open training sessions. This was this week or something. And he said he didn't know, so he took the fan's number, right, and said he would find out. And then a couple of hours later, he phoned him up to explain why. That's fucking insane.
I love it. He's
something
crazy
like that. Anyway,
I love him.
Yeah. Hopefully, Leandro can come in the chat.
He got well, if Leandro is here, he got a lot of stick at the start of his Uruguay tenure because he wasn't picking these big names.
Yeah, Suarez and stuff, right?
Yeah, and Valverde a few times as well, and people were getting stick. And then he's like, "Look, I want to see these other guys, these other Uruguayan players who are not at the top, because it doesn't mean they're worse players. It just means not probably got the opportunity." So again, that's such a Bielsa thing, isn't it? It's like Southgate going, "I'm going to pick a few championship players this year," and I was going, "What?" You know what I mean? It's him. It's why we love him. You just don't know what's going to happen next. That's great.
No, exactly. Yeah, Valverde is a top player. War Piglet, I think it's Premier. You can't watch it for free, mate. Danny, it depends where you are, mate. Are you in the US? If you're in the US, it's Fox Sports 1. Yeah, if you're in the UK, you might struggle, pal, unless you watch it on a visual radio. Mr. Dodo, shall I put the poll in the chat for you, bro? What time is it, Mr. Dodo? You're only in Italy, so why are you eating an ice cream? A Magnum one, a white chocolate?
That's an hour later, so 3:15.
3:15. I mean, big up for the support and that, I love it, but let's put it in. Does
what's the poll? Do you eat the white chocolate Magnum?
Yeah, does Dodo eat? Oh, it's 2:46 a.m. Magnum. Well, I don't even think. When I need to put when. Let's have a look. Here we go. I'm putting first or second half. Or now. We need to see a picture of it. Now. There you go. I've put the poll in the chat for you, Mr. Dodo.
Oh, no, it's back 4.
That would be good. That would be good.
He's playing a back 4, is Bielsa. 4-3-3.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Do you reckon there'll be any Leeds fans there?
Potentially, mate. You never know. You might see a Leeds shirt. You might see.
You'll see a Leeds or maybe a little flag or a shirt or a little flag.
I know.
That'd be great.
I know, like a few went over to watch the game in France, didn't they? In the friendly in France, I think, or they were playing someone, but it was in France. I know Dan Moylan went and Rocco went.
Right.
Who else? Simon from the Kaiser Chiefs. I think a few of them had gone over to watch it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Just one day, just going to watch the Bielsa side.
I know. It would be class.
Be good, wouldn't it? If you ever came to Europe or something, maybe back to the UK for some reason. You have a friend.
Yeah, I'd love to go. I just love to go to Rosario, mate. Yeah, I'd love to go.
Man, the home of Bielsa and Messi, isn't it?
Yeah,
Rosario.
it'd be amazing. I hope Bielsa wins this tournament. It's well deserved for him, for what he brought to the game. Yeah, fair.
I'd love that. Yeah.
YouTube free trial. Apparently, you can watch it on YouTube. Maybe that might work for you folks.
YouTube TV free trial.
He's eating it before he's typed, probably. Big up Steve Briggs, still here to see Bielsa ball. Big up to you, man. Don't forget to smash the likes, people, as well, please. If you haven't already, it massively helps the algorithms. 55% have said you've got to eat it now, Mr. Dodo, so you need to sort it out. Yeah. Let's see, mate. Let's see.
People forget, honestly, though, Jack, we did struggle at times with that in the Championship. A lot of games, a lot of times we did struggle with that. I remember it. It's not just Fark, trust me. The Bielsa sides do struggle with it at times as well. It's every manager does. It's not a. The only problem was then when they did get a little brave, the Bielsa side just absolutely kill you every time.
Yeah, 100%.
We'll see how they play though.
I've got it on Astro, mate. Astro Super Sport 4, I think. Yeah.
Number 4.
Astro.
Wonder what's on Astro Superstar 1. Wonder what's on number 1.
Back nose. I can tell you if you want. Leandro, what was the story with the fan and the open training session you were mentioning earlier, mate?
Is Leandro from Uruguay? Are you from Uruguay, Leandro?
No, I think he's in the States. I think. It's the on Sports One, mate. It's the mass participation 2024 trial Menorca. It must be a rerun because it's definitely not 5:30 a.m. in Menorca, is it?
No, I don't think they'll be doing it at that time.
Hey?
I don't think they'll be doing it at that time. I think they'll be
No. That would be a bit mad, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's what we do. It's what we do, mate. What have you said? What have you made to the thing today, mate? About Nanto and Nottingham Forest. Did you see that?
I've not. What is it going? Is he linked?
Apparently, they've tabled a £17 million bid.
17.
17.17. Yeah. Don't know how true it is, but.
Will we sell him? That's the thing for me. I think
it seems a little low at that price, but I feel
it's a little low, doesn't it?
I almost feel though we can't expect loads more, if that makes sense, just based on the season.
I think
STC, look, for these players, I die. I actually liked him, liked him. Yeah,
we were good at the start of the season. I remember we looked good. We were decent. It just all fell off, didn't it? He didn't have the experience for that league at all. It eat him alive, bless him. But yeah, we're not, mate. You've got, it sounds like a little bit 17.5, but if you imagine that in a championship, getting 17 million, that could be 3-4 players. Yeah. I think the board will try to get a bit more than that. I reckon. I'm not a medical. I'm not a financial expert, but yeah, like Isaac, around 20 mils. Yeah,
it would be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If Somerville's about 30 to 35 after his season, I think Nonto's, 20 odd, early 20s probably. I'd be happy with that because that's a lot of money in the Championship, isn't it?
Yeah, and like everyone says, there's a big sell-on clause put into his contract. Hey, Gabe.
Hello.
Lockie. For some reason, I mistook Lockie with Locke, so I was like, "This is going to be a contentious."
Oh no! I mean, to be honest, I've been known on occasion to call him Locks by accident. To be fair,
Yeah.
I have done that a number of times. It's very similar.
You say Locke said, and then you give a wild take. And you say Lockie said, you give a wild take. I'm like, that weren't me, mate. I'm sorry, Locks. Not me. It's like, come on, Joe.
Yeah, he's always full of the wild takes. To be fair, has to be said. Tommy's just said there, Bielsa, I'm struggling to find a player like Tyler Roberts in Uruguay.
I'm sure that's true for a number of reasons.
Change his nationality like Burton Diaz.
Before the match kicks off, Lockie, do you have any thoughts on some of the names we've been linked to?
Who've been linked with? What, you mean like the skips and players like that?
Yeah, I'm really sort of fishing whether you've been deep in the scouting room.
I think a lot of them. I think they're too good. If I'm being honest, a lot of the names are too good. I look at Skip. I'm convinced he can go to a lower end Premier League side. What other players are there? There's been a few, aren't there? They all just sound a bit.
Ben Johnson.
Nah.
Ben Johnson's one that could probably buy.
Premier League. He was linked to somewhere in the Prem, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been linked to Ipswich as well recently. I just
There
feel
you go.
like, yeah,
It's tough.
I think we'll get some unknowns that none of us know about.
Yeah.
Xander and Rodon and that, they came out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. And they tend to, by the way, this look like a trucker. Royal Enfield's a motorcycle brand, all right? Whoever's in the chat bagging me off for a hat. No, you're right, Joey. They just, it's that time of year. Although I was going to make a joke that this is me waiting for a Leeds United signing just up here in the corner.
Yeah.
But
we've been linked with Miller.
Yeah, that's right. So
I know, we couldn't believe it.
Yeah, in The Athletic, there's an article that he's wanted by Burnley, Sheffield United and Leeds.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, if he plays like he did against us,
yeah, exactly.
I'd be all right with that, Miller. I'm not sure
Archie,
the rest of the season, yeah.
Well, I had a look at his numbers. He got 5 goals and 5 assists. Which is
half of them were against us, weren't they? I think.
Yeah, which isn't great. And look, we can say Preston are not great, but they did. I mean, they won first 6. Do you remember when they were top at table?
Yeah,
after
top of the league, weren't they? Yeah.
So 5 and 5's not great. To be honest, when I went on FB Ref, because I was thinking, no, he'll have better number. But then I looked and I was a bit, ooh, okay. But we have to, I guess, lower our expectations a little bit, I think. Maybe.
Joe, you're hitting that point in the night where you need some caffeine. I could say, lower our expectations.
Yeah, maybe we do. And that's where, you can, this is where these unknowns come into it, because there might be a player in the middle of the Belgian league or the Eredivisie that can get numbers.
100%.
We've seen it every year. You have one. Zion Fleming's a good example from
Millwall.
At Millwall. Yeah, he had a really good season in Standard Liège before he came to Millwall. He got like 16, 17 goals in the Eredivisie. He went to Millwall, and then obviously Joe Perreault as well. He came from Eredivisie as well. And then obviously, I think Hamer as well. Van Ewijk. Like, that's a good league for players.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a lower league than Bundesliga, so it's kind of more risk.
I think the thing is for me is like the team now. Oh, there he is! Look, the goat. The team now.
This is just gonna be us going. Oh, okay.
Compare that to the way I reacted whenever Greg Berhalter came out of the camera for the USA. Oh my god.
The team now's been in place. What I mean, like the team behind the scenes. So your Jordan Miles, your Greta Steins, and your Nick Hammond. They've all been their time now, right? So they surely have got their targets ready to go, man. Surely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They'll have the lists. They'll have the
and we won't sign anyone till after 1st of July because of the new reporting, the FFP reporting. So it'll all be sat there, and then bam, You know, I
It'll
spoke
be
to
a bit
someone
of a
earlier
scramble.
about the shirt, and they said it definitely won't be till after 1st of July because it's new reporting year. Do you know what I mean? So any sales you make would all go on to next year, kind of thing, rather than be. And I think the only clubs that are doing deals at the minute are those that are fucked by FFP. Your Chelseas, your Villas, your Newcastles, and Everton. No one else seems to be doing it.
A little merry-go-round that clubs are having is hilarious. Today was just constant links between all three every 5 minutes. I mean, what's going on here?
They're having
So Fox has paid to be the exclusive, well, not the exclusive, but one of the major characters of Copa America. What do? From the 8:30 to 10 to 11 o'clock block are playing the 148th Westminster Dog Kennel Club show. It's not going to do, is it? I'm going to have to go to Univision and just turn it on mute.
Yeah, one of these just signed for Norwich, a centre back.
Who? For Panama?
Cordoba. Yeah, Cordoba.
Mike was asking how you thought the US got on, Gabe. He didn't watch.
Professional performance, nothing to write home about. Bolivia is really, really poor. They were professional in the first half. Their level dropped significantly after. But yeah, I mean, that was a professional performance, but it's not something I'd get too excited about. I told Joe it contrasts a bit with how England have played, where they've just underperformed. I think they made par. They did what they were supposed to do against a poor team.
Yeah, they were. And on another day, if the passes the last action, they could have had more goals for sure. I think.
Yeah. I mean, you want to see it, but also the first match of a tournament, a 2-0 victory, without any injuries and rotating a lot of the players is, it's a solid takeaway. So
most of football is, you watch football, you look at, you can get every championship. Most games are just get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not every game is, it's exciting. Most games in the season we got the job done 2-0. You know what I mean? It's,
There's kind of this absurd overemphasis on systems of play and styles of play and things like that now. And, watching the Champions League winners and Real Madrid through the years, I challenge anybody to tell me that they have a non-pragmatic, proactive, consistent system of play. And it's not just Ancelotti. It's throughout their, most of their best teams. They just put their players out there with a basic idea on how to play their opponent and trust them to win the game. That's why I like watching them. It's now we have we got guys like Southgate saying that we're underperforming because he can't perfectly replace the profile of Calvin Phillips for his system, which is just the most ridiculous dross I've ever heard. You've got some of the best players in the world there, really good midfielders too. Just play a better system. Every manager should be able to look at a team they're playing against and say, "Oh, we're going to play this way instead." Yeah. It's just this over-reliance on this. It's almost like what we do in academia. It's trying to make basic ideas sound inaccessible, overcomplicated.
Well, that's it. It's like you look at Madrid and their coaches. The most successful ones there were never great tacticians. A lot of it was about, I want these talented players, I'll put them in their best position and they'll play for me. Jose Mourinho is another example. Obviously defensive shape, he was very about being solid and compact. But going forward, Jose Mourinho, just let your players just do what they do. I think Hazard under him at Chelsea as well. Do what you do. And Ancelotti's like that, isn't he? He's even said it in interviews. He don't do all this stuff. He lets the best players on the pitch do what they need to do.
I actually,
can you hear me?
Yeah, you just kind of cut in, but go ahead. You're good.
Sorry. Oh, go on. You go.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt it. I meant your feet cut in and out.
No, I was just saying, like,
we were
no. We were talking about Leeds fans being at the game. Well, Rocco's actually at the game, man.
Is there?
Yeah.
Love that.
It's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that's mad. That's what we were saying. Like,
what stadium's that, Gabe? Is that Hard Rock?
I don't know.
Where's that?
It's at the Hard Rock Cafe in Boston. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I'll tell you.
I have no idea where they're playing.
Is it not on my graphic? Yeah. Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah, I'm just not sure where that is. Someone tell us in the chat. I'm sure they will.
Miami Gardens, Florida. Yeah,
it's mostly empty. I mean, it looks mostly empty, but there's like probably 40,000 people in there. It's just like
Isn't it mad? Isn't it mad that they called like a lot after like just brands, right? Like,
I mean, it's like the king power, and the same.
No, yeah, but like, well, I guess the king power was built as the king power. You're right, not Filbert Street. Yeah, fair enough. But
Barcelona or what? Are they now Spotify Stadium? What are they now instead of a Camp Nou?
Have they actually changed their name? Yeah.
Yeah. Let's find out what they're actually called now. I mean, everyone's gonna still call them, but
Yeah, of course, yeah. Holbab says it's like us, Joe, soon to be Red Bull Stadium. We're underway anyway. Here we go.
Oh, never mind. I was wrong. It's Olympic Stadium. I thought they had.
So,
I thought they were in hard financial trouble, so they had to do a deal.
Stadium,
Yeah.
Well, the best.
There's a
the
few
best
that
years,
have done it.
the best years of the Prem were called the Barclays Premier League, and no one really bat an eyelid at that. Did they really? It was just kind of part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't actually remember the year it stopped becoming that.
Oh my God, Uruguay are all over them already.
Spotify Camp Nou, according to Jack. So.
I'll pause. For some reason, I'm always about like 30 seconds ahead of you all.
What you want, actually?
This is the time. This is where I'm at here. 42, 43, 44. It's cool, though. It's cool.
I've stopped.
Do you think Pep has significantly changed how people think about how they overthink about management now? Because he's the only successful manager in the world who micromanages his players to the point where they want to quit winning championships because they're tired of playing so constrictively. It obviously works, right? So it's not a criticism, but you have to be able to have all the money, get the exact perfect players you have at every position. Then systems can work because you have to have players that are going to give you kind of like 98% accuracy and above on your tactical plan every time. I actually favor a guy like Klopp who plays by certain principles, has them really well trained in certain phases of the game, but then by and large gives his players a lot of freedom as well. If I were a player, I'd rather play for Klopp.
Yeah, they're the two contrasts, but actually show that in foot. That's the good thing about this sport is you can be anything, and if your players do it, as well as you want them to, you can be successful in it. And anything, and then contrast that with like Jose and who's this? My brain. Who's the Real Madrid manager? My God,
Ancelotti. Yeah.
Ancelotti. You like they're all completely different, but all have won so many different things. Pep's obsessed, isn't he? He's obsessed with every detail of every pass. Like, why is that going there? Why is that going there? It's so like Gabe said, it's so tough to get players that they have to be on that wavelength as well in terms of how they see the game, because they have to play what he wants, and it's so complex. Whereas,
and I'm convinced that I'm not going to say he wouldn't be as successful because he's a genius. He's a football genius. But for that to work, like when you put him at Bayern Munich where they have a lot of resources, but they don't have infinite resources, or you don't give him that golden generation of developed players at Barcelona, you have to be able to have all the players all the time that can do exactly what he wants. And that's such a rarity. I think it's spoiled clubs. Now they think, we have the next up-and-coming tactical genius who's obsessed with detail. Yeah, and it's just like I agree. It works to a point, but those players, that team should be tipped to win the league every year or be up there just on players alone. And
Darwin's pace is frightening.
I know. Look at it. Oh my God. Yeah, that's terrible.
You're right, though. That's why Chelsea have gone with Enzo. That's why Bayern Munich have gone with Company and all this sort of stuff. I'm convinced, man.
Bayern Munich were going with Company because no one else seemed to want the job.
I think what managers need to do is create their own path using, like, kind of what Pep did in the way he learned from Bielsa. He learned from Johan Cruyff. He learned from these guys, but he made it his own. Johan Cruyff's football was very different to Pep's, but ultimately it was successful. Bielsa's is very different to Pep, but he learned from them and then developed his own way. These guys seem to be just kind of using what he's used, doing it themselves. And Pep changes a lot, like the way in which he just little adjustments for Pep. Like, he'll move a centre back higher up, little things like that, and then people a year later caught onto that.
Exactly right. So he had the false nine, didn't he? Right. Remember when you play Ferran Torres there or whatever, right? Then he would have the inverted fullbacks. When everyone started doing the inverted fullbacks, he had fucking 4 centre backs. Do you know what I mean? And everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on?"
He had John Stones in the 10. I remember
Yeah,
John Stones, and then Akanji went in there during an attack as well. But he can do that because of who he is. Others can't because they're not him. It's like you get a manager that has all the same ideas as Bielsa. It'll be so hard now in this day and age for them to be as successful as he was. You have to. It's something it takes years to do. Bielsa had a lot of failures in his career, early on because they weren't the right people for his style of play. The first thing on the Bielsa is you've got to be willing to run more than you ever run in your life. A lot of footballers will be like, "Why would I want to do that?" It's that's why.
In not just incredible shape, but like literally, you'll never have this kind of fitness ever in your life, and your body's probably going to break down faster because of the abuse you're putting into it.
Exactly, and that's Bielsa picks his teams very well. He does a lot of research on each team he does. Ooh. So
Nunes is a perfect Bielsa player.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? Yeah. Uruguay is a good nation for him actually, because a lot of these guys, you can see they'd work really well.
I don't know about his haircut though.
I think what I've seen with Pep a little bit is less so in recent seasons, but I've seen him overthink finals. Yeah, like just really get into his own head. Where I think I hate to just keep contrasting them, but I think it's what's made the Premier League so great, even amidst the clown level economics. It seems like Klopp has a number of tactical plans and certain conditions of the match, but by and large lets them know how they're going to defend and frees them up to do it. Whereas, I mean, you can see after matches sometimes Pep is all over a player. When it comes here, you do this. When it comes here, you do that. It's just you really have to be dialed in to everything Pep wants you to do at all times. And if he's a little bit in his own head about, it's almost like the Sicilian and the Princess Bride. He's kind of he's switching around the cups, and surely I can't have the cup in front of you. Yeah,
he said that. I think it was an interview or in something. He said about he does overthink every single game, and the guys around him have to tell him not to overthink it. And it's something he's always on it constantly. He's always thinking, "What about this? What about that?" It's the way, like I said, he's probably the most obsessed person in football.
Yeah.
He's one of them where he'll be out with his wife having a meal and he'll be sat there and in his mind he'll still be thinking about formations and stuff. And that's where he is because he's
genius and madness.
Yeah,
I think coaching an average team he'd have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, he would hate that.
Yeah.
He'd hate that.
He said that though, and he said I could never do that. What Bielsa did.
Bielsa takes guys. He almost looks at footballers as like fundamental parts. Bielsa.
Yeah.
And he takes them, and as long as he has a certain underlying attribute or a couple of them, he says, okay, I can work with this guy. And he improves them by like 15-20% of what they like, increases their ceiling. And then, if you're not playing with it, what strikes me is sometimes people just think it's about his style of play, but he'll tell you where and how a team is going to try to hit you and when in the match it's going to happen, which is impressive.
Yeah, he's
a maestro.
Yeah. I love him. I actually love him.
He's the GOAT.
He also looks like he's slimmed down out in Uruguay.
Massively. Yeah.
Fewer chippies.
Yeah.
Uruguayan food, but
Yeah. It's probably because when he's walking to and from the training stadium, it's sweltering heat as well, so he's burning more fat than the rain that was in fucking Weatherby. Mad.
He's walking in the rain, that picture. I love it, man.
Well, Phil Hayes stopped, didn't he, and offered him a lift once, and he said, "No, it's okay, man."
He just didn't want to ride with Phil.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this guy.
He's thinking, I know your game.
See, what do you guys think about this? So we're just talking about Pep there. What about the Bielsa side of it? So I don't think he would work in 2024 for sure at a top club, because I just think the ego of the players wouldn't do it. Yeah. No, you think that's fair?
The club would have to give him the same control that Pep has, like rule with an iron fist.
Yeah.
And even then, I mean, they don't call him El Loco for nothing. It's like it's a bit hard.
Well, look, even in the end, I think didn't Luke Ayling and that go to Bielsa and ask him to change it, kind of thing, and he just fucking doubled down on it. You know what I mean? And that's after they'd. I would
have made Luke Ayling run till he puked his guts out if he had come to me and said, if I'm Marcelo Bielsa and Luke Ayling comes up to me and says that, I would have been like, all right, I'll see you at training tomorrow.
Exactly.
Would have been like that. Joe, you ever watch Remember the Titans?
No, no.
Oh, you never seen that film? Lucky, you seen that film? Never mind.
Is that the mock of what's
Nope.
it? What's the film?
No,
Maybe?
it's that. It's an American football team with Denzel
Oh,
Washington.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he's training them, and he's like blowing the whistle. They're doing up downs into the sweltering heat, and the assistant coach comes up to him and says,
You cut out right at the time you were telling us about the film.
Oh, really? Anyway, it's just it's a Denzel Washington American high school football film.
I do like Coach Carter.
It's similar to that, just American football,
Yeah.
and based on a real story. Oh, so was Coach Carter.
Yeah, Coach
Funny
Carter.
enough.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I do like films like that. I can't lie.
Yeah, they're good.
They're good.
Yeah,
Sam Jackson is Coach Carter.
yeah.
I love the part where he tries to the guy like comes up to him in his car and is about to fight him.
Yeah, it's good. It's a great film.
What's the guy called in it? The guy, is it Timo Cruz or something like that?
Yeah, Timo Cruz. Yeah.
Yeah, good film. That speech he does when he's making him run, I love it. And he repeats it back to him at the end of the film. Nice. Motivational.
Yeah,
Like,
Bielsa should make Calvin Phillips do that.
Is it like any?
What is your greatest fear, Calvin?
It's like any given Sunday. Oh, he's in. Darwin Núñez round his mat. That's a penalty.
Oh, that's a penalty. Oh, he's waving him off. The referee's waving him off. That's
How is that
disgraceful.
not a penalty?
I don't care if he makes a meal out of it. This seems to be a clear penalty.
I think he's saying
VAR, look at it.
I think he's saying he dived. You know.
Yeah, he might be saying it, but we'll see.
He gets there before the keeper, 100%.
Okay, so there's no contact.
Is it not?
No, there is. There is, man.
No, Joe, he's jumped over the contact. I mean, there would be contact if he just runs through. Nah, if he just runs through, there's contact, but he's simulating the contact that would have happened if he had actually taken the contact. It is. It's not a dive in the sense that it's not like there wouldn't be, but he could have gone over. He didn't.
Oh, there you go. He can't believe it.
What's he saying?
Darwin needs to settle down. He's going to get carded.
He's angry.
Yo, I've noticed, though, what I have noticed, I said this in the first game that I watched for the Canada one, the refs are a lot more aggressive. Like, they're ready for...
Oh, yeah, well, you have to be. In CONCACAF and in...
you know, it's like... Because they have that, like, aggressiveness about them. It's like, right, let's fucking go at it then.
Well, Joe, if you think dark arts are bad in UEFA, like CONMEBOL and CONCACAF dark arts are just some of the most disgraceful things you'll see. So the referees, I actually prefer them to have a little bit of metal to them or else they get intimidated.
Mm. You got to tell them.
I was going to say, man, imagine English refs here. Fucking...
EMDL, there are CONCACAF teams in this competition too. That's why I'm saying both of them play in Copa America.
Just look the way, just pass it through the lines, man. Everyone running forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh. They seem to be a better set-up side than what Bolivia were, that's for sure, Gabe.
Well, Panama.
Yeah, they're like...
I mean, their game, they don't have a lot of individual quality. So I feel they're a kind of a team that can grab a goal on a set piece or if you make a mistake, but they're not really... There's not a lot of individual threat, you know? Although they're trying to play out from the back, which doesn't... No?
Yeah, every single team. Every single team seems to do that these days, don't they? Even if they're not even a possessions ace side.
I didn't watch Scotland at the Euros. Were they trying to play out of the back?
I mean, I watched them today. It was a fucking absolute snooze fest, man.
They've got decent players as well. What's wrong with them? Just Scotland in it.
I just don't think they got one point.
Scotland, mate.
One bloody point.
Terrible show. All the propaganda that they're going to do stuff this year.
Yeah, this is the thing. And listen, it's nothing against the Scots, but yeah, I just think
whenever I see him,
it's almost become quite condescending from the media as well, because all I've heard, and I don't mean this, but all I've heard is, "Oh, look at them, the fans are great." It's like,
Yeah. They're so.
have great fans, but fucking win some football matches. They do the same with the Irish and everything. The Welsh, it was the same with the Welsh. Look at them in their numbers, and you're thinking, yeah, but you want the team to win as well, man. It's mad.
Yeah. We are villainized. Maxi Rodriguez, I can't speak. Oh, just look at the movement.
Good build up here.
Oh,
what a strike! What a strike that is!
Wow, Arejo, banger, absolute banger.
That
Oh
absolutely beautiful.
See, wow.
A strike.
He hits that with his left, doesn't he?
Yeah. Out curler. Inside
Beautiful
foot.
strike.
Far side post. Yeah. Look at them though. There's 3 of them like running at the one defender.
Similar position to the Pulisic strike, actually.
Oh.
Joe's pretty much same spot on the feet and same spot.
Yeah.
Well, a little bit further towards the corner, but
That is unreal.
Yeah, it's a strike.
Oh my days.
Danny, say it again for everybody in the back, especially for the English press who keep every time there's a major tournament, they say, "Oh, England won this one, they."
What's that?
Danny in the comment section.
Anything since 1966. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, I remember it, mate. Great times, 1966. The best I've had is against Italy. That's the best I've had.
I remember
Honestly,
when the
it's
country
been terrible.
celebrated Beckham's free kick against Greece. I was like, yeah, but it's Greece, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. That was
Yeah,
sick. How old was I there? What, 8? I
It was
young.
sick, but think about it. You were down to the wire against Greece.
Yeah, it's not great. Yeah,
That as an 8-year-old with like,
as
as an 8-year-old, you're like, oh, Beckham's stamping up. Oh yeah, that was good. And then like for a year later, I just wanted to be David Beckham. And I'm sorry, I know he played for Manchester United. I apologise.
Listen, I know it's become kind of in vogue to hate on Beckham, but I gotta say that guy on a free kick and crossing the ball, really just passing over distance, was money.
Ridiculous, wasn't it?
I remember watching him come to the Galaxy, and he was hitting passes that like the players couldn't handle. I was just like, oh, he's gonna have a long adjustment period here.
Do you know what muddled the MLS slightly?
What?
Is when what muddled it a little bit, like slightly about the level, was when Zlatan came and just dominated it and scored like in his first game was just different gravy.
He scored from half field.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
that's the thing, though.
Yeah.
My favorite is when Zlatan was talking about his teammates. He said he's a Ferrari surrounded by Fiats. I said it. The U.S. press did not like Zlatan at all, and I was just like, I loved him. I loved everything about him. He'd go on talk shows like The Late Show. He'd be like, "I am Zlatan, and
it's brilliant.
I am here now."
Yeah. He's brilliant, man. There's no one better.
There are still some people in England that are like, "Oh, he didn't do it in the Premier League," and I'm just like, guys.
Nah, but he did well. I think Barney's saying he scored 15 at Man United there.
Yeah. I mean, in his prime, for me, if you're just looking at, I mean, he's right up there with all the top forwards to have ever played the game, in my opinion. In his prime, he was a force.
He was. See, that's why him and Pep were never ever going to work out.
Never.
Ever.
No.
Zlatan may have the biggest ego of anybody in world football ever to play. I mean, it's up there. Whoa!
Save. They're in.
Oh my God. That goal's living a charm life, innit?
Oh, yeah. This is just refreshing to watch, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just good to watch.
Yeah, it's great football.
Do
you remember Jose when he first came to England, though? Speaking of arrogance.
Yeah.
For me, Jose, when he first came to England, was the best interview in sport.
Yeah. That we never really had anyone like that before Jose, did we?
No.
You had Wenger, but he was quite a quiet character, wasn't he? But when Jose came over, everyone was like, "Oh, who's this?"
Jose wound up Wenger like no one I've ever seen. It's the best.
Yeah, they did not like each other.
Yeah. He still doesn't like him, man.
I think he just takes the
was
mick
saying-
out of him for fun. I'm not
Yeah,
sure it's
yeah.
that he doesn't like him genuinely, but
He was saying something the other day. Why was I listening to it? And he was saying he mentioned something about him trying to change the substitutes or something.
yeah.
He's trying to do something mad in with FIFA or something. I can't remember, man. Wenger's so
Yeah, making a
wise.
fundamental change to the game.
Yeah. It's gone a bit stupid, hasn't it? Because he's getting paid the big bucks by FIFA, see?
Yeah.
What position is he in
happened.
FIFA?
I don't know, mate. I'll tell you, actually. I'll find out. He's something, though. Hang on.
Yeah, every coach hated Josie that season. Couldn't stand him. Brilliant. Who's this guy here?
Joe, now that the sun's gone down here, is the quality of the light here still okay on your end?
Yeah?
All right, good.
That's
This is good. That's what I'm looking for. Hey.
Who's your guys? Go on, Joe. Who's your...
He's the chief of global football development.
All right.
Yeah.
That's quite important.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah, so Wenger,
It's quite important.
he's the key authority on technical matters contributing to the review and decision-making process for potential changes to laws of the game.
Yeah, but nothing will ever happen. He'll just be. He's basically getting paid millions of pounds or euros just to say, well, maybe this would be interesting.
Yeah. And then they go, nah, you're right.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, not the best, but who were your guys' favourite footballer growing up? Who's the one that I guess inspired you the most or you looked up to the most? Talking about between, obviously not when you're an adult, when you were like young to like 15, 16.
Yeah.
See, I liked Alan Smith when I was at school, man.
Nice. I thought you'd say like Batty or something.
No, I love Batty as well, though.
Yeah.
It's funny because we used to play at Ling Bob on the playing field, and we used to pretend to be players, and I used to draw out David Batty's signature and say like that's what it was, because it was easy for me to do like a DB. I would do it a TTY, and then the Y would come down, right, and then flick through the middle of the B, the A, the T, like this.
So you spent one evening with some paper.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a bit silly, like, but yeah. But then obviously, like, people saying, like, obviously R9, like the proper R9, the real Ronaldo and stuff like that when I was younger, Zizou. That France team in '98, the Brazil team, that same look, like, they were just phenomenal, weren't they?
Yeah.
Them players, man.
You're probably not gonna know. So basically, two guys. The first guy was a player who never went to Europe. He was on the 2002 U.S. World Cup team that made the quarterfinal. To be honest, probably should have advanced if not for a handball on the line by Torsten Frings from Germany. Handed it right on the line. Anyway, but there's a guy called Tony Sané. He was a defender, and he was a monster in that tournament. So that made me want to be a better footballer. And then internationally, it was Jonathan Woodgate. Honestly, that's a weird reference, but always, I thought talk about a guy whose career could have been loads better. Oh, wow, they muffed that up, didn't they?
Yeah. That was bad goal.
It's one of those things where you don't expect it to come your way, and you're just sort of like, "What do we do?" Yeah, I was always boring though. I always modeled my game after defenders and center halves. I didn't like him as a guy, but when I was playing at university, I used to watch John Terry quite a bit.
Yeah.
Exceptional defender, though.
Yeah, and the game was different then. You weren't always trying to play the ball out with your feet. You know, I played in the early 2000s at uni, so it was like that was no nonsense, and I was more known for cleaning people out and shouting at my teammates.
There was none of it.
Nah.
There was none of it. Oof it.
You had to be able to play. You had to be able to play a good diagonal, but in terms of like playing out, the keeper goal kick, that ball was going long to the striker.
Yeah.
Come on then, Lockie. What about you?
So originally, Ronaldinho. Not even close. Nice. I idolized him.
He was the guy I had the most fun watching. He and Kaká.
Yeah.
Like I thought those guys were gods. They were so incredibly good.
I remember the Champions League was on. I think it was like ITV4 or something. It might have been ITV back then, actually. Honestly, I absolutely loved him playing. Like, I was just a player that played for fun. He just loved football. There's loads of stuff about him. Like, he didn't even train or any of this stuff. He didn't care. He just wanted to go on a pitch, embarrass people for 90 minutes, and go home or go out partying. I absolutely adored Ronaldinho. And then people, controversially, but a little bit older, it was Neymar. I can't lie.
Yeah,
he gets a bad rep, but amazing player. If played in any other generation, would have been the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not any other generation, but most generations, most different times.
Because
do you think he fulfilled his potential, Lockie?
I do. I just don't think.
Yeah, we had this conversation the other day, Joe.
Yeah. I didn't think he'd be in Saudi Arabia by 32.
That I have a problem with, but I'm with you, Lucky. I think he fulfilled it. Like, he won pretty much everything but World Cup. Like, what else can he win? You know.
And in that Barca side, he was unbelievable for
he's a freak.
3 seasons. He was ridiculous. And if it weren't for injuries at PSG as well, he'd have been unbelievable as well. Yeah, he is.
So why do you think it is then? So do you think it's because of his persona that he doesn't potentially get the rep that he deserves?
One of them was injuries. Like he was all right in Barca, but then when he went to PSG, his injuries were a joke. He missed like half a season for like 3 seasons in a row. So that didn't help. And then he got a lot of bad rep, and I think that can affect people at times. Maybe you lose a lot of motivation or love. You remember he was huge at 16, 17. And so he's been on the spotlight since then. I remember when he was at Santos and he played a game against Barca, and then everyone's like, this is the next big thing. Messi's regen basically. And yeah, for a lot of his career, mate, he was unbelievable. I do think he was.
Lucky, there's also not that one signature performance. Look, I think that English fans in particular are really informed by the way they're pressed. It's one of two things. Either you have to have played in England in the Premier League or have had a signature performance against the England team. And I think everybody remembers that Ronaldinho performance against England. And I think that will be indelible in the minds of every English fan forever. And they don't have that same point of reference with Neymar. And I think that's probably why. But ultimately, Neymar in his prime could have gone to any big club and starred there. And I think that it's maybe hard for people to understand. I hear all the time people talking about how Scum are, biggest club in the world. Who wouldn't want to play? I'm like, loads of people don't want to live in Manchester. And Real Madrid and Barcelona are bigger clubs. So, yeah, I'd probably want to play there.
I do. I think a lot of it is personality driven, to be honest, why people don't like him. I do. And fair enough, like he is very polarizing in a lot of the stuff he does. But for what, 6-7 years, I think he was the 3rd best player in the world, and he weren't even close between Messi and Ronaldo. I genuinely believe that.
Pretty consistently.
Bale was up there for 4 or 5 years as well. Bale was ridiculous for a period, but yeah, I just loved him. I'm a small, skinny guy. I enjoy that type of player. I always did. So anyone like that, I always want to be that person. So yeah, those are the two probably. But Ronaldinho's the original. He was ridiculous. And obviously Messi as well. I've always loved Messi. Again, small, skinny guy. Yeah.
Funny enough, so
Gia says, what about Dybala?
Paul Dybala, really?
I like Dybala. It's
bit left field, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bit left field.
Do you know what though? Genuinely, one of my favourites, and this is Hazard. Eden Hazard.
I saw Oscar. And I thought of Chelsea, and I was just gonna think of, Hazard's season for that one. He was absolutely unplayable. But the guy was like, all right, I've done what I need to do now. I'm literally just going to chill for the rest of my career.
Yeah, he fell out of love for football, I think. Did he? And Hazard, I think. I think he had enough. Yeah, that season at Chelsea. Well, they had a feud in, obviously, but that one, we know which one we're talking about. And he scored that goal from halfway line where he ran past, I think it was six of their players and just slotted it in.
Look at this.
From goalkeeper, from back to front. Here we go.
There it is. Oh. Good save, keeper.
Unreal.
Just the...
It's just good, isn't it? It's just good to watch, man.
My dog's snoring his head off, man.
I can hear it.
Can you?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Can you hear it from there? Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like an idle motorcycle.
It's illegal to like Chelsea players. I'm sorry.
No,
I like
it's not,
football as
man.
well.
You
He was
can like who you
unbelievable.
liked.
But it's right. Growing up, two of my idols. Obviously, there's loads of Leeds players, obviously, but I love David Beckham. Sorry, I did. I loved Rooney for a time as well. Mainly for the
I
English
always
stuff.
hated Wayne Rooney. I got to tell you, I always
Oh, yeah.
hated Wayne Rooney. But he tried to start a fight with Clint Dempsey one time in a friendly.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like, "Get him, Clint!"
it's about right for Rooney, that, isn't it? Yeah, but nah. What about Leeds player?
What?
Leeds player, favourite Leeds player.
Favourite?
Yeah. Tough, innit?
See, yeah, it depends on generation as well, I think.
What you've seen that affected you from watching them?
See, it's so bad because I really liked Smith. Obviously, I like Batty.
Me too.
Love KP. I do. Yeah, I guess I'm an emotional, and all three there named are from Yorkshire. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's there's.
I was going to say Alan Smith as well, Joe.
Yeah.
Austin, Rudy Austin, what a player. Yeah, I loved Alan Smith. I can't lie. Do you know what? This is it. Max Gradle. He was one of my favourites.
Yeah,
I absolutely loved him. He's had a really good career as well.
Max Gradle,
Yeah.
2011 Player of the Year for us. Max Gradle.
He did well.
Let me see. It's tough. I mean, obviously, Woodgate's more known for the stuff he did after. It's not really.
Yeah.
I can't. You know what? Here's what I'll say, and it's completely sentimental. Joe, you'll like this because I know you're more of a vibes guy than I am, but this is truly a vibes pick. Being able to be in Leeds for the cup run when we were still in League One and watching Jermaine Deptford be a real menace for me. Yeah, it was a sentimental pick, but I saw some big goals in person with Beckford when I was, much younger. And so, yeah, for me, I have a sentimental attachment to the guy.
I love Beckford. Beckett as well. Them two.
Yeah.
I remember we always had like a half decent striker. The rest of the team were a bit meh, but we always had a good striker. We'd have that McCormack was there as well.
Come on.
He was
Ross
scored
McCormack.
goals. Chris Wood came in, scored goals. We always had a decent striker.
What about our budget?
McCormack
Our
was
budget
different,
Beckham, the American Eddie Lewis.
Of his wand of a left foot.
Yeah, he could play a good cross.
Mike Grella.
We talked about Mike Grella during the other match.
I liked Mike Grella.
Yeah, he was scrappy, wasn't he?
Yeah. Decent.
Then we had Robbie Rogers as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
I think he played like less than 20 matches, didn't he?
Yeah, he
for
didn't
Leeds?
play much,
he
mate.
didn't play a lot. Maybe Kebe. See, this is my era, people. Like I've got like 1 year of good.
Mate,
That's it. The rest is just.
when we signed Jimmy Kebby and Cameron Stewart, my God, the two wingers, we were like, yes. I think it was under McDermott. They were absolute. But Kebby had done all right at Reading, though, under what's he called? Who we had at the time, the manager. What's he called? I've just said his fucking name.
Brian McDermott.
Brian McDermott. And he was good, but then, like, oh my God, he was bad, man.
I mean, when we signed Adrian, do you know how excited I was when we signed Adrian, by the way? So that was like, I used to play FIFA then, and he had good potential in FIFA. And we signed him, and I was like, what? Why are we signing him? And then, he was known for one thing, wasn't he? And it was like terrible.
That dive where he looked like a fish out of water.
The first bit were all right. You're like, he's just been a bit of a meh. But
What's the worst dive you've ever seen live in a match?
I couldn't tell you, man.
I mean, it could be
It's not
TV
something-
too. It doesn't have to be
It's
in
not
person.
something I don't know.
I saw a Champions League match. I think it was AC. Was it AC Milan versus Celtic? And Gelardinho, the keeper comes out, swats at the ball. He jumps over the keeper, takes 4 strides, and then falls when he realizes he can't get to the ball. It's one of the most outrageous dives I ever saw.
There's one where was it Martin Gans Pedersen when he I think Premier League. Yeah, horrible. The guy was about 5 yards away from me, just fell over, screamed for a thing.
Oh, they're in again here.
Oh,
They better score here. It's 3-on-1.
Oh, Nuno. What? How has he missed that?
We've just been bigging him up under Bielsa as well.
Yeah.
He's offside.
I was offside.
Suarez.
I don't care if it's
Wow.
offside. That's
You know
ridiculous.
why, don't you? Because Suarez thinking, if that's me, it's fucking 2.
Suarez had a few dives, hasn't he? He must have had a few. I remember once when Suarez.
How has he let himself be offside there?
I know.
Have you seen that video of Suarez where the goalkeeper saves it and he claims handball? Goalkeeper saves it and he's going, it's it red.
Suarez was touched, man. There was something wrong with him.
Yeah,
Remember when he went through that period of biting people?
Yes.
yeah, like 3 times. He did it in his career.
Like full Mike Tyson mode.
Do you know what the maddest thing was? Is when they played Ghana. Was it Ghana?
Yes.
He handballed the penalty. He
Well.
handballed the goal from Asamoah Gyan, and then they had a penalty and they missed it, man.
Yeah. Fuming.
Like-
And then they lost on penalties in the
Yeah,
thing, I think.
and imagine what that did for him, for his nation, though. Like, that's goated, though. I know it's horrible, but at the same time, he took one for the team and they went through. Like,
Well,
it was
it's like the hand of God.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
No one cares that he did that apart from us. It's amazing, isn't it? He won his team. Like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was phenomenal in the Prem, Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez. I love Suarez.
Yeah.
You know, I used to really love as well. Fernando Torres, Liverpool.
Yeah. Him and Gerrard that season were
He
phenomenal.
fell off a cliff quick, didn't he,
Yeah.
Fernando?
He's
It happens,
Fernando
you know?
Torres.
Yeah, he's hench as fuck. Have you seen
He's
him?
massive, isn't he? Yeah, he's massive.
Yeah, they
But
hate
it's
him in
usually the
Ghana.
thing with footballers. Though. They either, because obviously they're part of that athlete, they're constantly
Yeah.
on a regime. They either get massive in terms of muscle, or they get weight on really quick. So at least going the muscle route definitely is huge. Yeah.
Yeah, Ozil's the same. Have you seen Ozil?
Yeah.
Ozil now? No, I haven't seen him.
Mate, I have to show you. I'm going to
So
show
do I.
you.
Do you remember that? Remember those Liverpool teams under Rafa Benitez that had just such? They had such class in some areas, and then just such mid players like Dirk Kuyt, Yossi Benayoun. I was just like, who are these guys?
Who was that centre back? What was it called? Bald one. Martin Skirtle. What a player.
Skirtle, yeah, and then they had Ryan
Daniel
Babel.
Probably, yeah. Daniel Agger. I used to love Daniel Agger, me.
Oof. Not a bad rip there. So that's what I mean. If you fall asleep, Panama can punish you, but they just don't have a lot of individual quality.
Was it Paul Kincheski? What was it?
Yeah, bloody hell.
Konchesky flopped at Liverpool, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's it now, man, and he was stick thin as well before, but yeah. He's been on the weights, man.
Might be something else as well.
On the roidage.
He can do what he wants now, mate. He's not a professional athlete. You know?
Yeah,
He can do
true.
They had Steven Gerrard, Xavi Alonso, and then you've got Dirk Kuyt making runs. They had Fernando, and then I guess Benayoun wasn't bad. He was good coming off the bench, I guess.
He wasn't Liverpool level, though, man. Fucking hell. He was good at West Ham, but...
Just the economics were different then, wasn't it?
Then he signed Ricky Lambert.
Yeah,
Andy Carroll.
Even the Konchesky.
Andy Carroll. Andy Carroll was the most overrated. The guy had one good season, and he was like the next anointed. This happens with. I'm a little bit worried about Cole Palmer. How many penalty goals did he have last season? I mean, it is impressive, and I'm not saying he's not talented, but I mean, my God, hype train.
Have you seen where Andy Carroll is now? You seen where Andy Carroll's playing?
No, where?
Go on.
The French second tier.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Immense. They're called.
Couldn't even get
four goals in 28 appearances.
Is he not old enough to go to MLS yet?
35.
MLS is like the WCW of professional football. Once they're done in the big leagues, they go to WCW.
I keep scratching my head because I cut my hair earlier, right? And I've realised I've got a bit missing. I've found some long hairs and I'm like, fuck.
You've got some Landon Donovan.
Yeah. I need to get my shaver.
Oh, yeah, that was bad, wasn't it? Poor guy. Did he have a hair transplant? And his mates told him it wouldn't show up.
I know.
Oh, no. That's the worst thing you could do.
I'm glad I was telling Joe this. I'm glad he just took it and laughed about it.
Yeah,
what can you do?
He'll be laughing in a few weeks when he looks unbelievable with his new hair.
Yeah.
He needed to come home and just shave it before. Like he was holding on with those little tufts.
Wear a hat.
Yeah.
You just don't take the risk.
Can you imagine him like in a suit and just wearing a hat? Or like a bucket hat.
He wasn't Andy Carroll was 50 million?
Yeah. Liverpool bought him from Newcastle, I think 50 million.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Newcastle team that went down with Damien Duff, and they had a lot of really good players. It reminds me of when like Leicester coming down with us. They had too many good players. I'm like, why are they going down?
They're in the Europa League in the Championship, weren't they?
Who's that? Sorry,
Fulham. I'm pretty sure it was Fulham.
Wait, was it Fulham?
Or was it Wigan because they won the FA Cup?
Wigan won the FA Cup. Yeah,
They got relegated. So they'd have been in Europe, wouldn't they? Because they won FA Cup.
I don't think they qualified through though.
Oh,
my first,
I think I remember Burnley got in under Dyche one year, and they didn't qualify either.
My first 3 days in Leeds, I was riding in a. It wasn't like a normal. Does anybody remember the name of the taxi company around there? You would cars. I'll call something cars. Anyway, whatever. So it's like my first couple of days. I'm riding around there, and I just say thanks when I get in the car. He's like, "Oh, you're from America," and I'm not really talking to him. He goes, "Well, let me tell you
some beers."
No, he goes, "Let me tell you about where I'm from," and he shows me. He goes, "Wigan Athletic Football Club," and I'm like, strange thing to show somebody with Leeds, but all right.
He's proud of that. He's proud of his Wigan roots.
Yeah, Wigan Athletic Football Club. It was massive, ugly tattoo as well.
Just dominating out of Panama.
Uruguay. Yeah, they are, mate.
Everywhere.
Light works too easy. Well, say that.
If you're Bielsa, though, you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, we want to tack on another goal here before half. We don't want to give them any opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. They've had 2 or 3 big.
They've been really wasteful, primarily Nunes.
Yeah.
That sounds like us under him in Prem, doesn't it? How many times are we wasteful, honestly?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Should have been. That was the word under Bielsa. Should have been more.
Yeah, should have been. Yeah.
Should have been 5 or 6. How many times?
Oh, not a great first touch.
I see it on Bielsa though as well. The misconception. He loves a long ball, but it's a Pacific long ball. You know, the one Calvin used to do. Diag, complete and utter diag, right in the middle of the defense, straight up to the winger. Perfect. He loved it. Ben White used to do it as well. He was unbelievable at them diags.
Leandro, except for Darwin's about 18 times faster than Patrick Bamford.
Yeah.
Stronger, holds the ball up better, even though that's not his game. I like Patty, but
is he still injured?
Oh, sure.
Who?
Could have eaten a piece of candy over break and broke his tooth and will be available for the first 10 games.
He definitely won't get through pre-season without being injured at least twice.
No.
Who's this part?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look at that from Panama. A little skill on the ball there.
Yeah.
Can I ask you if you've seen Hot Tour?
No. What is that? I know. I've seen the.
You don't know what Hot Tour is?
Is it that woman that says it?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're on about.
Oh, no way, man. So this lass was asked, how do you sort of like keep your man happy? And she says, you got to give it that hot tour like that. But no, it's brilliant, right? But she's become an international meme. There's songs and everything. Even Liv Morgan on WWE, she's got a belt and she goes, you got to give it that shine. You got to give it that hot tour.
I'm sure she's going to be thrilled in about 4 years when she's like auditioning or like interviewing for jobs and people are like, oh, I remember you. You're the hot tour.
So easy.
It's
to get
brilliant,
famous,
man.
Isn't it?
Hang on, I've got to find
Was she
it,
famous before it or was she just
No.
So someone interviewed her.
Wait, I've got to show you it, man, now. I've got to show you it now, for God's sake, man. Wait there.
I got to say, Panama are playing some decent football here now.
They've grown in, haven't they? They've grown into it. Yeah.
As I say that, they get turned the ball over in midfield.
Oh. I got to score. Oh.
Tackle.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
Bed that makes a man go crazy every time.
Oh, you gotta give him that huck to it. Spit on that thing.
Jesus Christ.
Oh!
She's hella southern too.
How has he missed?
That
He's
girl's
a
really
centre-back.
southern too. Sit on that thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
You got to give it that hat too. But yeah, like some of the memes are unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I saw the meme. I never saw the original. I didn't actually know what it was about.
It's not bad.
Is that video as well? What's that video going around on Twitter? It's like it's no seconds long. I don't understand it. I don't. It's like a guy.
Really
playing
narrows
an
it down, Lockie. What's that video going around Twitter?
It's like a picture of an instrument and a guy's fingers playing it. But honestly, yeah, that's what it is. I know it sounds mental, but that's what it is. And everyone's subbing with it. I don't get it. Someone tell me in the chat. I'm gonna go crazy.
What's that? Sorry.
There's a video going around social media,
Yeah.
and it's a guy playing an instrument, but
Right.
it's like 0 seconds long.
Oh.
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, I know. Sounds that's exactly what it sounds. It's weird.
I've been too immersed in the Star Wars content lately. Lucky, you got to grow out your Padawan braid.
You know what? When I was a kid, I used to want one of them, but Mum won't let me. Honestly, I used to. Yeah. Give me one of them, Mum. Yeah. She won't let me. If I cut my own hair, I would have done it. Honestly, I went to Bongo's Bingo, Joe. You might not get. It's like bingo in a big hall, but you get drunk. And I went as Anakin Skywalker for Bongo's Bingo. It was great.
Nice one.
But they won't let me take my lightsaber in. So
You gotta give the hat too. Sorry.
Yeah, see,
There's something
people
wrong
know
with
about
you.
that video. People know about that video. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what it is.
Now we've spoken about it, because they're always here, and you're going to see it on your social media as soon as you click on Joe.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you know
It'll
what
be
it's like.
everywhere now. I'm going to scroll till I see it.
Joe grow a ponytail. I'm not sure I just saw that.
What?
I'm not sure why it made me laugh so much.
What does it say?
It said Joe growing a ponytail from Alan Crossley. You must be late on the stream and like catching up with the fuzz bit in the back or something. Can you imagine, Joe? It just
What, me with a ponytail? Like Tong Po? Do you remember Tong Po?
No.
You don't know Tong Po is from Kickboxer?
I don't remember.
You've never seen Kickboxer?
No, I've seen it, but I saw it like once, and it's like it's a B movie, dude. Like,
What do you mean it's a B movie? It's fucking brilliant.
Come on.
The best
Up there
part
with
is,
Bloodsport.
Yeah, I love Bloodsport as well.
Frank Dukes lies about his life, and then people made a film about it.
Yeah.
Allegedly, I should say that for the stream. Allegedly lies about his life.
Right, I've got to show you this other video. Wait there, okay.
Amber Cars. Andy, thank you very much. It was Amber Cars.
This is sorry to hijack,
really
but this is my favorite. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What's wrong with you?
There's so many out there, though. It's brilliant. Sorry, anyway, I'll stop now. Yeah. Sorry, what were you saying, Gabe?
I don't know what to say.
I was acting like a boomer because somebody put in the name of the car company. I remembered, or they remembered. It doesn't matter, Joe. It's not important.
Joe, what's your top 3 movies? Danny asked.
Miles away. What's my top 3 movies? I'm gonna show you in a minute.
It's gonna be some shit like Die Hard. All right, that one's actually funny.
Hey, isn't it, man?
Yeah,
There's
that
some
one's funny.
beauties, man. I'm
That's
telling
creative. I like that one's creative. I like that.
Creative. Stephen Hawking.
That's creative.
What's my favourite 3 movies? Okay, so number 1 is Departed. And before the chat tell me I know there's an original in China or something like that I've never seen it. I know people always tell me
He likes the one that takes place in Boston.
Yeah, I like that, man. The actor,
cast.
like
Great cast,
whenever
yeah.
anyone says to me, "Is it good?" I go, "Let me just reel off who's in it, and you tell me if you think it's good." So yeah, that's probably my favourite. I guess I'll go. So that's now. Let me think about one that I used to love when I was a young'un. I loved Homeward Bound.
I've not seen that.
Gabe, as a young'un though, come on, man, come
No,
on.
I
as a
get it.
young'un,
I get it.
as a
I get
young'un.
it. I do
phenomenal.
enjoy that Lucky's too young to have had to go to school and watch Homeward Bound because it's almost summer and the teachers don't want to, you know.
Homeward Bound is brilliant. It's about two dogs and a cat, and they talk, but the cat, they're not.
I'm going home. They could have just fucking waited a few days, Joe. They're supposed to be a smart dog. Just wait.
Chance.
Oh,
Yeah. Exactly. Homeward Bound's brilliant. That's a young. And then obviously, as I'm gonna pick a series, it's Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter.
Nice.
I think that's fair.
solid.
Come on then. Who's up
Yeah,
next?
go on, Lockie.
I mean, if we're picking, well, I'm not going to pick series. That's cheating. That's a cop out answer, Joe. You've got to pick one Harry Potter.
Okay, so of that, then I would go Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Nice. So I'm going to say Lord of the Rings. Ooh, which one? I like the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, Two Towers. Extended. I see Mr. Doda say extended. It's got to be extended.
The shows are like
That's
6
up there.
hours long in the extended
Yeah.
versions.
All of them could be in there, but I'll say that one because Helm's Deep Battle was ridiculous. I just loved it. Saving Private Ryan, and Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, really?
I appreciate that it's a objectively not good movie, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I was like, when that came out, I would have been 7, 8.
Do you know who plays Darth Maul?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like, well, there's a couple
The
different guys
actor.
that play
There's a
it.
few, yeah.
There's Ray Park.
No, but
who's the
Ray
stunt
Park
guy.
was the original.
but one of them's a comedian, right? Like from the UK, Peter Ceferino or something.
No.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
aware.
Wait there. I'm gonna have to find out. Go on, carry on though. He is, man. Or did he do the? I can't remember. Wait there.
No, there was Ray Park, and then there's a guy that does it. This Sam something. He does it for the animated and video games.
Whitworth.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he does the voice, doesn't he?
Peter
Which film?
Wait, I'm gonna.
Peter
he did the-
Serafinowicz?
Yeah, he did the voice.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
okay.
Oh, okay.
He did the voice. No, because it blew my mind. Because he used to have not I guess a sitcom, like what they called, not a sitcom, a comedy show, but sketch show. He had a sketch show, and it blew my mind when I found out that he was the voice of it. Sorry, not the actor, the voice. Apologies. Yeah.
Did you ever watch People Just Do Nothing, Joe?
Yes, brilliant.
Bam! Lyrical blow to the jaw.
Yeah. I just like Chobody G though.
Chabuddy G's the best character on the show.
Amazing. I mean, I've got him on Instagram. I can sit and watch him for hours.
Peanut dust.
Yeah.
Perfect for your daughter.
Peanut dust.
My favorite
He
is
did
when
when
he's talking
you're
about
in a
Aldona.
rush.
He's like, Aldona,
Yeah.
you know, we have this connection.
Yeah, man.
The show's brilliant.
And when she brings her brother over.
Yeah, her brother.
Yeah, it's so funny, man. Yeah.
It's like,
Alright, so my girlfriend's from China, right? And the first thing she watched, the third British TV show I made her watch was In Betweeners.
Really.
what? That's her introduction to British culture.
I was like, I need to get you integrated into the culture. I was like, I'll stick this on. And she was like, she loved it. She absolutely loved it.
Really? I didn't think she'd get it.
She didn't, but she got that it was meant to be, they were all a bit weird and silly.
Yeah.
Some of the immature jokes. I had to explain certain ones.
Yeah, of course, I can imagine.
Wait, Lockie, what was
Yeah,
your
then-
third film?
I said Two Towers, Revenge of the Sith, and Saving Private Ryan.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny enough, no Star Wars movie is in my top 3 films. I love the franchise.
As a franchise, yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't pick one for my top 3 films. And, the thing is, as you can tell, I'm really into this stuff. But for me, it's people don't remember that Star Wars is based on a number of things, right? Like Western films, samurai films, and then serialized like Buck Rogers shows where it's like, oh, the aliens attack. And it's not meant to be taken quite as seriously as some of the people in the fandom do. Like, they're films for kids, or now there's so many of them and properties out. They have different tones and stuff all under the same umbrella. But for me, like, we're not comparing it to Citizen Kane here. So I'm not, I don't think of it quite in the same way. But for me, for films, I'll start with one. I don't know that maybe, but what's it called? This Is England is one of my favorite films.
Wow.
Massive fan of that. Yeah.
Brilliant film. Film.
Yep. Big fan.
Get your fucking hands off me.
It's a pretty intense film. But I really like it. Let's see. Second film. This is like I think of it in terms of almost like desert island films. You know what I mean? Probably The Godfather Part 1.
Brilliant film.
Yeah. And then there are better films out there, but this is like I could watch this a million times, is Sin City.
That's good.
Nice.
I absolutely love Sin City.
Do you know here's something that you probably won't like either of you, because I know you're Star Wars nuts as well, right?
Do you not like it?
No, of course I do, yeah. I've got tattoos.
Oh.
Low key, Rogue One is the best.
I'm not going to yuck anyone's yum when it comes to what they like in Star Wars, but I would like to know why it's your favorite, or why you rated the best. Do you rate it the best, or is it your favorite? I think those are two different
favorite.
statements.
Probably favorite. Yeah. It's my favorite. Yeah.
For me, the best film, like as a movie, is Empire Strikes Back. For me, like it's the best film of the franchise.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's also maybe my favorite.
Rogue One, I just think, I don't know, like obviously Jin and just the story of it, and I love is it Mads Mikkelsen? Is that his name?
Yeah,
please.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a great film, and I love how it's tees up how it's sat right in the middle of them. Do you know what I mean? I think it's great how it tees it up. Yeah, it's just.
I like it. Like, let's be real, and some people in the fandom don't like me for this. I like all Star Wars content. I used to read the books, and I still have loads of them. But I would read anything I could get my hands on. So if it was something for adults, more mature, I'd read that. If it was like a young reader's thing, I would read that. So that meant, there's this one book called The Glove of Darth Vader. And they're literally, it's the dumbest shit you'll ever read. Like, everything is an acronym. Like, that R2-D2 would come and they would like quote him as saying like, like, it was the dumbest thing. But I ate it up. I loved it. So for me, it's not hard to like put a different lens on. Okay, this is for the kids stuff. This stuff is meant to be a little bit goofy. Oh, this is more serious. Obviously, Empire is a little bit more serious of a film. I think my favorites, because there's the film I think is best, Empire. Is that my favorite? I don't know.
Do you think the new ones were just a rip-off of the other story, though?
It's not that it's a rip-off. That's kind of how Star Wars is. All of it is really, really derivative. I think what I would like to have seen them, if I could change one thing, it would be no more super weapon stories. Like no more big planets destroying thing, or even in the books, there were like 54 instances of that. And it's just like, it gets old. But again, remember, it comes from this tradition of like, Attack of the Space Monster. I mean, the second film was called Attack of the Clones with originally an exclamation point. And they took that out because they realized it looked kind of dumb. Or people would think it was dumb. They don't really understand the genre that they're looking at. So it's hard because you don't want to say, guys, it's just for kids, it's just for fun, because it trivializes how much it means to people. But it is what the creator kind of intended. In terms of Force Awakens, you have to remember, man, like the original Star Wars came out in the late 1970s. So we're talking about almost 50 years before that film comes out, Force Awakens. So, it's meant to, I really liked it. I loved the new characters. It's funny because I don't love the way that
characters.
didn't love the way they finished the arc. For me, it's almost like it feels more like a Marvel what if story, and it's really compelling. Like I had such mixed feelings about The Last Jedi. I loved it when I was watching it. I didn't like the direction it took the story, but I did love the actual film watching it. So it's a weird feeling to be like, oh, this is really cool, but surely we can watch the real one now, right? Like, that's kind of how I felt. I think that
are you glad
the fandom's
Disney
a little
got
too
hold
toxic.
of it though?
Yeah, because now we get content we never would get before. Like, people also forget that back then, when the prequels came out, fans hated them. Absolutely hated them. Critics didn't like them. Like, people were writing songs like George Lucas, R Word, My Childhood. And there's this documentary film called The People versus George Lucas. Red Letter Media put out this like hours-long hit piece or review on The Phantom Menace and then all the other films. It was cool to hate the prequels. Now it's cool to hate the sequels. And it just happens. Look, they're not perfect movies. But
Jar Jar got absolutely battered, didn't he?
Yeah, Ahmed Best is a pioneer in motion capture. And he gets glossed over for Andy Serkis because he was in a character that everyone hates. Doesn't diminish from Andy Serkis' contributions, by the way. It's amazing. But Ahmed Best was the first one really doing motion capture CGI stuff and doesn't get any credit for it. So, I really like pretty much all. There's things I like more than others. I enjoyed Rogue One. I even enjoyed Solo. I watched Solo the other day, and I remember not loving it.
Yeah, I don't like it, to be honest. I don't think it's great.
But Mr. Dodo, you say that, but 4 million people tuned in to watch The Acolyte last week. So people do like it. It's just they're making more stuff because there's stuff that is for more diehard fans, like Andor is for more diehard fans. I'm sure they'll make other stuff. They're making new projects like every year or so. So if the cool thing is about it, if you don't like one, you don't have to it's not all you have anymore. You can still watch the old stuff. You can still read the old stuff like I do. There's stuff I like more for sure. I like some of this old shit, but if you don't like a new thing, there will be something else that will come along, But it has become a cottage industry now on the internet to hate it.
Yeah. Do you know here? I just wanted to start this because this was fucking unbelievable, by the way. But they I think they cancelled it, so they rushed the last season. But if you like Hannibal,
That's a shame.
Like, that series is absolutely brilliant. But I love Silence of the Lambs as well, actually. What a film that is. And Red Dragon's a great film as well, I think. Have you read them books, Gabe? I feel like you might.
I have. Yep. Red Dragon's my favorite in the series.
Yeah, it's
100%.
great. It's great.
Yeah.
I've not read the books, but, I just love Hannibal Lecter. This is why I got that moth, you see.
I didn't realize that was a Silence of the Lambs moth.
Yeah, so it's the hawk's head death moth. It's not the exact same one, but it's the one.
Just gonna put it up to your lips.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's legendary. Says Saving Private Ryan opening. The first hour, really. When I watched that when I was 11, 12 first.
Young, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was mental.
Mate, my mum used to, it's mad really, but I was a young kid watching stuff like fucking Casino and stuff like that, man. No, I swear to God, man. We will watch Casino, Reservoir Dogs, all this sort of stuff. I'm still at school, man. It's fucking
We used
mental.
to watch, my uncle got us, me and my cousin, into The Sopranos when that came out, and we were like 9, 10 years old. So
when I was a kid, my dad got me to watch Amistad with him. That film is so upsetting. It's not a film you watch when you're a little kid.
What's it about?
Amistad said about a real slave ship where the slaves revolt, take over the ship. They end up in America, and of course they get put on trial. But yeah, it's very, very hard to watch.
Yeah, it's weird when I think about it. All the stuff I was allowed to watch. That's one there. Rise of the Foot Soldier. Like all them hooligan films I used to watch as well when I was like 14.
God, the idea of Elijah Wood being a member of a firm. The idea of an American. If I was like a hard man, they wouldn't accept me into a firm because I'm an American. And I'm not a hard man.
That's why I watched it, because it had Frodo in it. So I was like, "Ooh, what's this?"
Do you know what that we were talking? Were we talking about this, Gabe? When I said that's the worst casting of all time.
I don't know. I don't think it was us, but I totally agree. I love that voiceover. It's not so much knowing that you have your friends back, but knowing your friends have your back. I'm like, who would believe this guy?
I know.
But also, it's the introduction of Charlie Hunnam into all of our lives as this Cockney. I thought he was an American because his Cockney slang was so bad.
I always thought it was Cockney, American as well.
Yeah.
He's got a weird accent, actually, when you hear him speak normal. It's quite strange.
I think this is wrong, John. Not that there's anything wrong in that, but I've just Googled it. It means moth tattoos often represent transformative or rebirth.
John,
calling to
maybe it's like code in some places, but I wouldn't say that's like a largely accepted.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. People don't look at my hand and go, "Yay." No. Come on then, we're in for the second half. We're here now.
All right, enough chatter about.
No, we
Star
can keep
Wars
chatting.
films.
I like it. No, I like it. Oh, Darwin.
Yeah, just to like clarify everything. If I could
He's gone full Bamford this game, by the way. He's gone full Bamford. Sorry, mate. Go on.
If we're doing like a true top three, it's every Lord of the Rings. It's the Lord of the Rings original trilogy.
Yeah,
I love them all.
They're good. They're long, but they're good. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how I watched them when I was young. If like my attention span must have been elite for like a 9-year-old.
I saw the first one at Christmas, so it's kind of a thing that in the States that if you have Christmas dinner early, the movie theaters are always open, and you'll usually find like a large amount of like ultra traditional like Jewish folks in the movie theater as well, because they're not doing Christmas. My dad was like, "Hey, do you want to get out of here early? We'll go to see this new movie." And I hadn't read the books then, and man, I've always liked like sword and spell fantasy. And I was hooked. I'm like, all right, I'm reading these books now.
So you'd only seen it for first time last Christmas, Gabe?
No. This was when it was in the theater. Fellowship of the Ring.
Sorry.
Long time ago. In a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, they're good films.
Harry Potter's a good shout though, Joe. Harry Potter franchise is great.
I fucking love Harry
I
Potter.
think the Harry Potter franchise fell off.
Yeah, I've read the books of Harry Potter. That's what I have read.
I liked up until Order of the Phoenix, Joe, and then I thought the film started.
I think
they started
Order of the
making too many
Phoenix-
cuts.
They all got darker as well. Very dark. What I loved about Harry Potter it's the charm of it, especially the first the first 2 or 3. It was so warm, such a warm feeling watching them. I don't know what it was. Do you know what I mean?
See, I don't like watching the first 2.
Why?
Boring, man.
They're boring. They're for young kids.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, like they're boring, man. But then when Prisoner of Azkaban kicks in, it's just all in, man. It's class.
That one is good. Serious.
It's so good, man. And he's one of my favourite actors. Is Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, he's fantastic. Yeah,
amazing.
He's one of the best.
Did you know
he's in one of my other favorite films, Leon the Professional?
Oh, he's in Dark Knight, of course, as well.
The assassin film, yeah.
Do you like Batman Dark Knight Rises?
Mm-hmm.
I like.
Be careful here. It's amazing.
I like the first 2 films. I don't care for the third.
Really?
I thought
was Bane.
Yeah, it wasn't so. I thought Tom Hardy was good. It wasn't that. It was more that they just kind of. I don't know. I think they were dialing it in.
They're giving it back to the people. I love it, man.
Picture is defeated you.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it when he's in the plane right at the start and he goes, "It would be extremely painful," and then he's like, "For you." It's just fucking brilliant, man.
Amy, I just watched Daniel Radcliffe on Broadway in Merrily We Go Along a couple of weeks ago. It's fantastic. He just won a Tony Award. Really good.
I actually think he's not a great actor, Like in the Harry Potter film, I think he only got the part.
He's young then. Since he's been really good.
Joe criticised him at 8-year-old.
No, but what I'm saying, even later
Films
in the
ended like
films,
15, 20 years ago. Joe's like,
He's
yeah,
rubbish,
Harry's a
isn't
bit shit, isn't he?
Nah, because I remember there was a program, I swear there was, where this lad was nearly Harry Potter, but then they found Radcliffe and he looked spitting dabs.
Yeah. I can't remember
What
who it
Joe's
was,
telling
but
us is
it
he
wasn't
auditioned for the role, didn't get it.
No, I
Didn't-
definitely didn't.
remember
Bro.
since.
No. I promise I
acting.
never. But yeah, Harry Potter.
It's all about Neville. It's all about Neville Longbottom, innit?
What a glow up he's had, by the way.
Yeah. And he's a Leeds fan.
Crazy,
Win-win.
yeah.
Do you know who also had a bit of a glow up was the kid who played Dudley? He was in the Queen's Gambit series, and he looks like an entirely different guy.
Really.
That's a good show as well. Queen's
Yeah,
Gambit's good.
it's one of my favorite series. Yeah, you've got good
great.
taste, Lockie.
Well, Crab and Goyle, one of them actually changed form for one of them.
One of them went to jail, didn't he?
That was why, yeah, he went to jail, and they just thought, we'll just put anyone as a recast. No one will notice. No, I was like, what?
Joe, were you like Crab and Goyle in school?
Nah, man, I was a good. I was good, me, you know.
This game went from really exciting to
Nah,
absolutely
I don't
nothing
mean I was
happening.
good. Like I was a shit in school, but with other people, man, I just used to. I can't stand bullies, man. So I used to like. Yeah, just be nice to everyone, man. That was my shtick. Yeah, try to be anyway. Yeah, not everyone liked me, but that's just fucking life, innit?
Andy, I think it's called Stand By Me.
Yes,
Not
yeah,
Stand By You.
Stand by you.
But it is a good film.
Yeah.
This is a thing, Joe, for you. I don't think you'll know what this word means, Joe. Gabe, but Joe, did you ever get called a scratter at school?
I don't know what that means. I usually know decent slang.
Yeah. I got called one. And my sister was 2 years older than me, so I used to get my sister to sort of
Really?
older sister, yeah. You're
You
right,
scuffed
scratter, because I've had like shoes that have like a hole in the bottom. So I get like a scratter.
Yeah, this was the argument I always have with people because when I was in school, they were like, "Oh, uniforms would stop bullying." I'm like, "No, they wouldn't."
No.
You just-
Nah, wrinkly
everyone
shirts,
looks
no,
crap,
no
and then just
tie.
comments on their crap stuff.
It's funny because there used to be a shop called Netto, and Netto was like, I guess it'd be like Aldi and Lidl now, but it weren't accepted. It weren't socially accepted, and they had the brightest yellow bags you would ever see. So like you couldn't like if your parents were seen carrying a Netto bag or all, you could never hide
everyone
it.
would
You
see.
know?
Yeah.
So there used to be a song, and they'd go Netto. That is where the scratters go. That's what it used to be. Swear to God.
On
When I was in
toilet,
school, everyone was
Minga.
wearing $50 Jenko jeans, and those were the super wide. So if you didn't have them, it was fucking obvious because they were the most stupid looking jeans. That was a rough year and a half.
This is the thing, and listen, my mum tells a story to this day where I think Simon, who's 40 now, he's older than me anyway, and she'd gone to his football or something and had the Netto bag, and he went, I can't believe you. He went mad at her because like this, man, it was game over if you were seen with a Netto bag, man. It's mad. Yeah, mental. It's fucking bright yellow they were as well. There was no hiding. No,
We didn't have one in Brighouse, but they had one in Halifax for him.
Yeah. Where the multi-story was. Yeah, it's all changed now, man. Fucking hell. But yeah.
Yeah, there's loads of that word there. That's a funny one. Minga.
Big,
Oh, look at this. He's in.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I mean,
That
that
was
shot.
Jan.
That was a wild shot.
Yeah, your mum's a minger. British word for elite. Man.
Yeah, mad.
Trip, did I ever tell you I almost got in serious trouble in Leeds? I won't go into the long story, but I didn't know about laws of proportionate force that you guys have over in the UK. So like in most states in America, you don't have to, like if somebody attacks you or if somebody breaks in or whatever, with some exceptions, you're usually well within your rights to do what you have to do to get the job done, right? Yeah. Well, when I was in Leeds, I was going from my friends lived in this student accommodation called Leotis, and I lived all the way on the other side near Hyde Park. So you had to walk through this area that was a bit dodgy, but it wasn't too bad. And to make a long story short, some kid got jumped by some guys who got out of a car, and I don't know what I was thinking. I got in the middle of it, and I used an umbrella and I hit a couple dudes in the head really hard with it. And so like I thought I'd done this good thing. Police have me come down to take a statement. And I'm like, you're welcome. No harm done.
Really?
And then this one old cop is like, have you familiarized yourself with some of our laws about proportionate force? And I was like,
Really?
no. So he gives me a pamphlet to read. I read the pamphlet and he goes, right. So they have this CCTV footage. Like, I want you to be very, very sure before you answer. Is that you in the video? So I kind of picked up what he was laying down. I was like, no, that's not me. And they let me go. But yeah, apparently I could have gotten in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, of course you would have. Yeah, 100%.
But like, why?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is about as American as I'll ever sound here. Why?
You can't take the law into your own hands, can you?
But they said if I had just like returned what was done, like I guess the issue was they were attacking with fists. If I had defended with fists, it would have been fine. But like
self-defense, but yeah, you can't be fucking getting out a weapon, Gabe, and fucking crushing their skulls in. You know, what I mean?
The wooden hook grip of an umbrella, which was destroyed, by the way. I had to buy a new umbrella. I loved that umbrella. That thing hardly counts as a weapon, does it?
I mean, I guess not. I want you to figure out
right story.
I did watch a thing on Netflix earlier on called The Car Crash, man. That was pretty intense.
Was it about a car crash?
Well done, Gabe. Nothing gets past you.
Deduction.
Yeah, and yeah, it was quite sad actually. Yeah, but my brother was just moved out of my parents. His mate caught him running out of Netto with the bags, then throwing it in the van.
Netto. I remember these.
Do you not think though, Gabe? Right, here's some deep shit. Now we're gonna get into that. You shouldn't be able to like shoot people who come in at you.
Of course. Yeah. Twist my arm. I'm like, yeah.
No, because in America they do that, right? If
well, it depends on which state you live in, but yeah, I mean, yeah. Remember, there's 50 different laws. There's federal laws on weapons, and then there's state laws on weapons. They're very different depending on where you go.
So if I was burgling a house with no intention of hurting them, could they shoot me in some states?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, they wouldn't know what your intent was.
No,
to be honest,
I get that. But...
I don't have a firearm in the house.
No.
However, instinctually, if someone breaks into my house, I'm probably going to leave them with a hole. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's bad, but I wouldn't own one. I don't own one, and I don't believe in owning one. But I'm just saying, if it was like, you know,
I get the point of like a pistol. Do you know what I mean? It's when this like massive like AR.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Don't even get me started on that. I don't want to alienate anybody who might be in the chat, but yeah, I don't. I'm not with that. I'm not with that.
Man. Let's talk it.
Little hunting rifle. Get a little hunting.
However,
rifle.
somebody
brass
makes
knuckles and a mace.
I used to. God, I'm letting all the secrets. When I was in university, I did have a switchblade that was not legal, and my mom found it in my jacket when I was home, and she threw it away. I was like, "Oh," she's like, "Not in my house." I'm like, "You threw it away." It's really hard for me to get that thing.
I've got my lightsaber.
I've got 2 lightsabers back there, actually. I need to put them on the...
It's a red one as well. So if they see me with a red lightsaber, they'll run away.
Yeah, exactly. Lucky will just... Oh, it happened as well in Bristol. So some guy was like eyeing me. I was at one of the Tesco Expresses that are open late, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And somebody was eyeing me through the shelves. And it was just this little guy in a tracksuit. So I didn't care. You know, I don't care if someone eyes me down. Then he followed me into the back. I had to go through this alley to get back to where I live. And he's like, go on, give us the fucking bees then. I was like, what? I didn't know what he was saying. And he makes contact with me. And I'm like, he's literally like 5 foot small. It's like 5.5 feet. I'm 6'2.5". So I'm just basically like, all right, stay away from me. Did it again. He seemed like he was off his head. I'm looking around at him. I'm like, This is a tight tracksuit. I don't see a weapon. So he came at me again. He's like grabbing to try to get my wallet out. And so I just grabbed him and I just, started hitting him as he would. But I had to, so the guy runs off. I had to answer questions with the police for like 40 minutes. And I was like, guys, I was attacked in an alley because I have a bloody fist. It's my fault. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah, some rules are silly, man.
You guys are very uptight over in the UK.
What?
That being said, I don't think that you guys should own a bunch of firearms either.
What does this mean? Does this mean like he can just
open carry
around?
means you're allowed to holster your weapon and have it. You can just walk around with it.
Like the Mandalorian, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mandalorian.
yeah, it's very.
That's what I'm saying, and that's a
very
fucking
Wild
film,
West.
man.
I don't like it at all. But
So if I got into an altercation, I could just pop someone.
no. Again, it just depends. It depends on
What if
a
you
lot
hit me
of things.
first?
You probably couldn't just blow them away.
No.
Although
what I
again,
mean,
it
it's
depends on what
scary.
it depends on what court you get. It depends on what state you're at. I mean, a teenager at the time, went to another state with a massive rifle and went to a protest and said he was defending himself and killed a guy and he got off. So I mean, it really depends.
Oh, come on. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just thingy there from Leandro De La Cruz is on. What a play. Number 7. Yeah.
Jacob says, in some states you can open carry an assault rifle without any licensing. But you
it's when you say assault rifle, though, it'll be like 100 people pop up and like, well, that's not an assault rifle. It's a semantic thing about what constitutes assault rifle, and that's kind of how it gets
scary, mate. It's
It's
scary.
scary.
Do you think they'll ever get to a stage where they'll abolish it? They won't, will they?
No.
Ever?
No. There would have to be significant.
People wouldn't have it, would
changes.
they? They'd take their arms to streets, man, and be just killing folk, man. I'm telling you. It's mad.
What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Not important, I guess.
John, do you own a gun? In the chat, I just interested, and I'm not like thinking. I'm just interested to know. It'd be mad. I don't know. It's scary, man. People get fucking killed. Sorry about the game, anyway, folks. It is half.
Panama are getting into it. To be fair,
They are, but I just don't think they have enough cutting edge.
probably not. But yeah, I've seen in Manchester twice in the middle of the day, busy road, right next to the supermarket. I've seen 2 separate occasions people machetes on the back of a moped.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, that is a weird thing that you're starting to hear more about. For a while, I got to be honest. For a while, when I lived in the UK, I'm not saying. Listen, I have never pretended to be a hard man. I'm not. But everybody I know has been punched in the face at least once, probably way more than once, and most people who grew up where I grew up have been around guns or had a gun pulled on them or something. So, I remember what student culture, somebody would say some shit to me and I would respond to it the way I would at home, and everybody would be like, oh, whoa, shit. It took me a long time to kind of chill out a little bit. Or in a club, this was another thing that sent me when I moved to Leeds. I'd be in a club that was mostly for students, not it wasn't locals. It was for students. And a dude would say something that I thought was disrespectful to some of the girls we were with. I would kick off about it, and all my friends would be like, "Oh, student culture is way different, UK to US. The students are stupid in the US. Don't get me wrong, but there is kind of if you're around a city, you probably aren't gonna fuck around and find out quite that much. In the States, I didn't want to say something to the wrong person in Southie in Boston. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying to do that. Whereas you'll walk around, in Bristol, I remember walking around and having people just shout stuff from across the street, and all you have to say is, "You what?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And I'm like, it's very weird.
Yeah.
That said, I would not go down to a rougher neighborhood in Leeds and start popping my mouth off in a pub either. You know what I mean? So
No, yeah.
it's not about hardness. It's just about what you're used to seeing. The machete stuff. I have read some of that. It is very bizarre. Where are they getting them?
I was
on a busy street.
We was in we went when I flew back from Malaga, we went to East Midlands Airport, and we went into there was a gas station. It's because I'm talking to Gabe all day. A gas station, a petrol station.
What? Am I from the Midwest?
Well, you say gas though, don't you?
A gas station. I don't say it like
the
that.
hat. It's the hat. You say a gas though, don't you?
Yeah, a gas station.
Yeah.
Gas station. You're doing that Connor thing. Connor says roster all the time. I never even say it. He's like, it's on the roster. I'm like, he just wants to.
I said Premier.
With friends
League
like this, who needs
well.
enemies?
I said Premier League earlier. But yeah, we went into a petrol station and it was just sketchy. I was like, what time did I land? Anyway, it was early, like this time, and these two lads walked in and he wanted to pay for his petrol, and the woman said, we can't accept 50 notes. And he went, well, this is all I've got. You getting it? And like, just put it on. And I just thought, get me out of here. No, man, it was just like places like Nottingham and stuff. They're just a bit naughty, you know what I mean? It was called Shottingham for a period of time. So
I was playing football one time out near. We were just having a kickabout out near Hyde Park, and there was this guy shouting at his girlfriend who was pushing along her kid. And she was on the phone talking to somebody about the guy as he was kicking off. And he just started screaming, I don't care about your uncle. Tell him your fanny stinks. I was like, this is real Leeds. This is what I wanted to be.
I can imagine the accent as well. Tell him your fanny stinks.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, it's like I'm going out. Like where I live, it's near I'm not going to dox myself, but it's quite close to the Etihad Stadium, and even like it's decent. It's a decent area, and it's even going out. I don't feel safe anymore walking when it's dark in this country. It didn't used to bother me when I used to work. Obviously, Joe, you'll know Brighouse, little town. You're all right. If anyone tries to rob me, I probably know the arse, or they'll probably be like, "Oh, it's you." Yeah, but in Manchester, I don't know. So I just don't like going out when it's dark. It's dodgy, mate.
I lived in Chicago and I felt absolutely fine. Totally safe. Yeah. I lived there for 2 years. I mean, I would not go to the south side of Chicago at 1 a.m. by myself and be like, I have money. I wouldn't do that. But I thought it was fine.
Here, what is it, Joe? What do you say? People just don't care.
What do you mean nowadays?
I just feel it's not as safe as it used to. I was speaking to my dad about it as well. He's like 50, mid-50s. And he said, obviously, it's never always really safe at night time, but for the most part, you could walk home and it'd be fine. No one would start with him. But now, I don't know.
It's unfortunately, mate, for me, it's just society. Like, in terms of...
That's the most northern I've ever heard Joe sound. Society.
Nah, but it is, though, isn't it? I think it's a byproduct of... This is why you're seeing all this fucking far right. You're seeing more football violence in recent years. You're seeing more stuff because of the way society is currently and who's in power and... honestly, trust me, it's all a fucking byproduct of that. No one's got any money. Everyone's angry. No one can live. There's no prospects for young people. There's just nothing. There's nothing.
I also think, too, social media products have really screwed us up. Like, we don't really... Yeah. I think there's an inherent selfishness in not just one culture, but across political spectrums as well. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I agree with you, Joe, but I do think that there is this sense of, like, the fact that people are now economizing, going up to someone with a camera on a phone and acting like a jackass, calling it prank content. Like, I swear to God, if a kid did that to me, I would bend him up into a pretzel. I mean, I just can't. But people are doing it more and more and more. It's not just that. It's the whole idea of it's just about you now and your brand and monetizing. And I think with everybody else, even with football, I mean, I remember football support being a lot more of a affirming place than it used to be. Now it's just sort of like, if we have a chance to put our studs into someone's face, we will. And it's just like figuratively and literally. And it's just, it's bizarre. I'm not sure. I know that people are. There's a lot of social theory out there about how lockdowns really mess with people's brains, and it's one of those things where it's like, I think I don't know at the risk of sounding like an old boomer, I do think personal responsibility and trying to do right by the people around you instead of just worrying about yourself has sort of gone by the wayside. Like, I have a right to be angry, so I'm going to make sure everybody in this pub knows about it, or in this gas station, or it's
yeah. Matthew's comment made me laugh.
What's he said? All fun and games, so Lockie calls up
Don't call.
all the youths.
Lockie, do you have a lightsaber, by the way?
I do, but I don't think it's here. I think it's in the room where my girlfriend is sleeping. Otherwise, I would have it right.
It's above his bed, man.
It should be in that top
It's
drawer.
he calls it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
it's
like,
usually
you
in the
ready?
top drawer there.
Dun.
All right, listen, Lockie, if I get over for a Comic-Con, you're going to have to come with me as a Jedi character.
Oh, I'm ready. I've got my Anakin costume. It's in there. I'm ready for it.
Amazing. Who can we make Joe go as?
Jabba the Hutt.
Leia, Princess Leia.
Yeah.
John actually makes a really decent point here. He and I are both Americans, may as well live on different continents. It's actually true. Like, whether he's really trying to be funny or not, like the places I've lived, the folks I know that live in like Central Florida, we have very little in common in terms of how we live, what our laws are like. It's very different. Yeah, so that is a fact, and it's hard, right? It's hard to kind of reconcile any kind of. We have a stereotype identity out here, but it's not at all, I think, what most people's lived experiences. Connor and I talked about this. Like, Connor thinks that everything is like what happens in Kentucky. I'm like, well, he doesn't actually think that, but talked about it. But I was just like, yeah, that's not really how the Northeast is. Or I lived on the Pacific Northwest coast, lived in San Francisco. Way different than my experience living in the Deep South. Way different.
Yo, hey, I don't want to.
Let's just get Joe some ears.
Yeah,
I'm short too.
well.
I'm short too.
Yeah, you're smaller than me, I think.
Joe's like, I never agreed to go to some convention.
5'9".
Are you 5'9"? Oh, I'm an inch smaller than you then. I'm only 5'8". I've only got size 7 feet as well.
I'm size 10. That's what's weird. I'm short, but my feet are massive.
Well, you must look like a clown, bro.
Yeah. I'm quick though, Joe. So if we ever play football against each other, you'll see. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'll just snap you.
Does anybody know how tall Andrea
Don't get
is?
near
I
me,
get
mate.
the impression that Andrea is quite short. Am I wrong?
No,
No,
huge.
Andrea's massive.
Is he?
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah.
How tall is he?
I don't know, but he's
That's
massive.
He said
See, if
about
you asked him,
6'3".
he'd tell you meters, you see, and I don't know what that means. Different metrics.
He's a big guy.
He's like Oscar, though. I never knew Oscar was tall until I met him. He's fucking massive.
I've heard this. We're
Yeah,
supposed to
he's
be. Is Jared tall?
No, I don't know, actually. Is he?
Joe's 6'4", mate. Yeah,
Really?
huge.
Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah, he's massive.
Brownie's not very
So is
tall.
Joe. Is he not? All right, good.
I think Brownie's like 5'6" or 5'7"
Is there?
in boots. Yeah. I could be wrong, but I thought that was true.
Look at this.
I'm a nippy winger.
Whoever that account is, man. I think it's Mr. Dodo, because as soon as I said metrics, someone switched over to the Jesse account and brought that
It's
up.
Jesse. It's Jesse March.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, Andy, that's right.
Yeah.
The state we grew up in, no sales tax or income tax.
what does that mean?
Budget.
New Hampshire, although not true now. Now I'm paying it.
Yeah.
Did you say you've lived in the deep south?
Mhm.
Really?
Yep.
What like Texas way?
Virginia. Well, so Texas is technically the South, but it's like its own thing.
Right.
Texas is Texas. I think most Texans would say that too. But no, I lived in Central Florida and spent some time in Georgia as well, and then Virginia. Virginia's like, it's not deep. It's not like Bible Belt.
It's
South,
like,
but it's still
Prime
over
Walk-
the Mason-Dixon
Walk-
line.
Walking Dead. Prime Walking Dead territory, that kid.
Yeah, Georgia. That's where they filmed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Central Florida is like the same as, in effect, I guess it's its own thing, but it's very similar to Alabama, Central Florida. Like Norwich.
Is it like Norwich?
That's quite funny.
Howdy, y'all. Where's that? Texas.
Matt, I know what you're saying, but I do feel like Central Florida, where I was in Lakeland. It's pretty.
Where are they on Borat when he
On
goes
Borat?
and when he goes? You need to get rid of that mustache. You look like one of them.
Oh yeah. No. I think I don't remember where they were. They were at a rodeo.
Yeah.
I want to say they were still.
You need to get rid of that mustache. You look like one of them terrorists. Why? Well, he's got a mustache, man.
Yeah, he said, maybe you can look more like an Italian.
Yeah.
My favorite is when they go to the camp, the church camp tent.
Go on,
Do it,
explain
Jesus
it,
like me. Yes, Jesus likes you. Do it, Jesus like my sons. My neighbor knew such a young boy.
Yeah.
Borat's great.
He kills me, man. He kills me.
Matthew, it goes from town to town. Like, obviously, Orlando's not deep south, right? But like Lakeland, Bartow, Auburndale, these are places that are very similar to Panhandle, Florida.
Did them get, just on Borat, sorry.
Yeah.
Did them gadgets win that court case against him? Them who had the...
I doubt it.
When he went in the thing and they were like, yeah, Pamela Anderson, man.
You need to watch is it Who is America or What is America? The clip where he meets with the Georgia lawmaker and pretends to be a member of the Mossad.
I've not seen it. I've not seen it, man.
We're not.
We watched Redeem Team with the Leeds United team on Netflix. A motivational documentary.
Dream Team was like more my era, but I never watched it, bro. Nah. I used to watch Footballers' Wives. That was good.
Footballers' Wives.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good,
Was
man.
it?
It was like, it was a, I don't know what you would call it, a drama or something, and like, but it had footballers in, but like, there was a chairman and all that. It's mad. It was a mad show, actually, to be fair. It wasn't like real life. It was an actual show. It was mad.
Jack, he's in Arizona for that. When he pretends he's building a mosque.
Who's this then? What's that on? Is that Sacha Baron Cohen?
Yeah, that's another Who is America. He says, we're going to build a brand new mosque for everybody. It's going to be like made of gold and like up to the sky.
Who is America?
It's either Who is America or What is America.
Yeah, it is. I think I might have seen it.
Yeah, it's...
The gun guy, yeah, I think I have seen it for sure.
Oh yeah, when he's singing that song, Obama, what we gonna do? Inject him with the Wuhan flu at this like redneck like rally. No, it's fun.
I'll have to watch it. I'll watch it again, man. That stuff creep. I tell you what, I have been watching again. We were speaking about it the other day. American Office.
Oh yeah.
And I got to the episode because one of my favourite ones in the UK Office is when Gareth Keenan sets up his little investigative room and he calls it Gareth Keenan Investigates. But then I seen one on the American Office where Dwight's like
he's the volunteer sheriff's deputy and he finds the joint.
It killed me. I was dying in bed, man, when he's got them boots on and that, man.
How about how he ends the episode? He says, "What is my perfect crime? I break into Tiffany's at midnight. Do I go for the vault? No, I go for the chandelier. It's priceless." The guy's class. He's so funny.
Yeah. I got to the bit where they kissed last night as well, and then he's now moved somewhere else. But because I know obviously the English one finished, I'm like, oh well, what actually happens in this? Do you know what I mean? So I'll have to keep watching. Mm-hmm. My girlfriend's got me watching this Schitt's Creek, but it's not really my thing.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
Eh?
Schitt's Creek, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, nah, it's not. Oh no, it's not great. I think sometimes I don't get American comedies.
It's not that you don't get it.
Just don't find it funny. Sorry, yeah.
That's the thing about like So some people, I'm going to say some because, most people I know that live in the deep South do understand sarcasm. They just don't like it. They think it's rude and they don't like it. I remember there's a stereotype that we don't understand sarcasm here, which isn't true.
Yeah.
But I have to say, at some point, the dry humor for some of the English stuff I watch just gets old after a while. I'm like, I want something that's not so dour all the time.
Yeah. I think what I like about...
Have you watched Only Fools and Horses?
No.
Right. So if you want to...
Even I've seen that. Well, bits of it.
I've watched them all. They're brilliant. You need to watch that, Gabe.
All right.
Only Fools and Horses is top tier, number one sitcom in England.
I thought you said it was Keeping Up Appearances with Highest Bucket.
Oh, you joker. I was thinking I don't know. What's that? Is that with Victor Meldrew?
I don't know.
No.
I just know that it was on PBS.
Oh, no, I don't know that, mate. But no, Only Fools and Horses or Max and Paddy and Phoenix Nights. That's really good as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Lockie?
What I like about, a lot of British comedy is the people in it. You know someone like that.
Yeah.
That's what I loved about In-Betweeners and stuff like Max and Paddy. You know people that are like them too. So obviously, it's made bigger, but yeah, it's just funny because you remember like your childhood, like In-Betweeners stuff. Like, I've got a mate like that. It's hilarious. Yeah. Who were you most like from In-Betweeners? Yeah?
Probably Jay, mate.
That's why it's funny because I can imagine you would have been a little kid like that.
Everybody, you know what's funny about Idiot Abroad, besides it just being hysterical? Everybody does kind of have a friend like Carl, though, who's just a moaner.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
All they do is moan about everything.
Yeah.
I actually prefer listening to the podcast.
Oh, yeah. No, it is funny. Like when they go through the Bible.
Yeah, they were doing one earlier on about blockbusters, and he had to say, some of the stuff he was saying was hilarious, man. Yeah, he's brilliant.
Yeah, that was the second thing me and my girlfriend watched that was British.
I didn't like what's his face.
Who?
The one in Harry Potter. When they did that one.
Oh, the one with Warwick. Season 2.
Warwick.
Or series 2, yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like Warwick. I don't think he's
too serious, I think.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, I think they were trying to go for like a foil type relationship, but it doesn't work.
Yeah,
really.
It didn't work. It weren't great.
And Warwick's an actor. That's the thing. And actors are
yeah. It was bad when he took him to that place with the little people, man. Oh my God! And he was
thought
going,
it'd be a good.
Yeah, you'd love it here. You'd love it here.
He genuinely doesn't understand. Like, I'm like, surely this is a bit. How does he not understand this? He is an idiot. Like, I understand why Ricky would just go on and be like, "You're an idiot. You're an idiot."
Yeah.
I showed my girlfriend the one where I think it's the first one where they went to China.
Oh my God!
Because she's Chinese.
Like, what is that? A
It's the all right
fetus?
wall of
You're eating a
China.
fetus.
He's eating his monster munch. She's just throwing on some frogs behind him.
The most cringe-worthy one is when he's in India, in my opinion. Oh my God, it's cringe. Well, first of all, he gets traveler sickness, so that's number one.
Oh yeah,
but he's like, he says things like, "I thought I knew what India was about." It's like, you've been there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's good. Do you like Ricky Gervais's other sitcoms on?
I liked his work. I think he has moved from being a guy that writes great comedy who now just I don't particularly enjoy his stuff anymore. Really? I also thought his what's the one with the guy where he plays the guy
Derek?
Who's yeah. I didn't care for that. I did like the one though. I watched a little.
Afterlife.
I just forget what it's called. Afterlife. I did like that. I thought that was charming.
Cried so much.
Yeah.
Who's the guy? Who's the other guy in Afterlife though?
Filch.
Do you want to talk, sir?
Yeah.
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 He's psychologist. Is it psychiatrist?
No, the other one. The
His
dirty
best mate.
one, man.
Yeah, his mate. Yeah.
What's he called, man?
I can't remember his name.
I was just watching one there where he's talking and he goes, "Oh." He goes, "Oh, do you want to hear a joke?" He went, "There's these two gypsies and my wife, and they're having their way with him." And he says something about it stinking, and she goes, "That's not even funny. Plus it's racist." And he's like, "Why?" She was like, "Two gypsies that smell." And he goes, "I meant my wife. Her fanny stunk like an horrible cabbage." It's just brilliant. But it's the thing where, the outtakes are phenomenal, man.
That's his psychiatrist, isn't it? He went to see him as a psychiatrist.
Oh, goal!
Yeah,
Nunes!
that puts it away. Nunes only had 6 attempts on goal. Look at him! Look at him say, "Be quiet." Yeah, jeez. Do you know what I think is actually Ricky Gervais's best work? It's with Warwick Davis. It's called "Life's Too Short." Oh my god! They basically play themselves, right? And there's this episode where they're hanging out in the office, as Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Warwick do. And Liam Neeson comes in. He's like, "I want to do some comedy." And Ricky's like, "What, like a comedy movie?" He's like, "No, slapstick, stand up." He says to him, "Let's do some improvisational comedy." And they're like, "Oh, I can't, Liam." He just stares in the face like, "Seriously, let's do some improvisational comedy now." They're just like,
I've not seen it.
Mate, he takes them through this whole scenario where he's basically playing like straight face. They're supposed to be doing a comedy scene. He says, "I've contracted AIDS." And they're trying to explain to him that this isn't good comedy, Liam, and he just won't. They're playing themselves. It's like it's really, really funny.
Is that not Extras?
No. The similar concept, but this one's called "Life's Too Short."
Oh, I've not seen it. I might have to check that out. Yeah, I've not seen it.
I'll send you the clip. It is one of the funniest things. The outtakes that they could barely get through it. Look at Bielsa. Looking trim, in shape.
He looks good.
Yeah, he does.
Great. Got a little beard going on as well, hasn't he? A little bit of grey stubble going through as well. What, they're checking VAR here?
Yeah, maybe. Panama's one central midfielder. He's really impressed me today. I think he's pretty nifty on the ball, but everybody else is just very pedestrian.
Which one? The one with the hair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he plays... I'll check, actually. I think he plays somewhere fairly decent.
Does he play somewhere, Lucky?
Yeah.
I believe he plays somewhere.
I saw the badge earlier. Forget which one he is now. Oh yeah, he plays for Houston Dynamo.
Oh, the Dynamo.
Yeah. Dynamo, sorry, not Dynamite. Yeah, it's not bad. They're doing all right, fair Panama. But the Bielsa team's just done that thing, haven't they, where they just destroy you. Get it on the other end, you get all the pressure, soak it up, and then destroy you at the other end.
The only way Panama was going to contend with these guys is if they could get one or two chances and take advantage of them, but
or make the game really horrible and scrappy. And
I think for the large part they have one really good finish in the beginning, and then
second half definitely.
Yeah. Oh, now they're going to do this, huh?
Yeah. It really work when you 2-0 down.
No.
Sorry. I made the mistake. I just had to run downstairs, and I've seen how light it is outside, and I'm like, "Fuck!" It's like 10
what is it? It's almost 4 a.m. What are you guys doing? Why are you guys doing this right now?
I'm probably going to eat after this. That's the thing. I'm not even ready for bed yet. I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm going to be.
Can't wait for my
Matthew. This is one of the worst Mexico teams in my lifetime. I'm not even saying that to be funny. Mexico has gone from being a half decent side to, in the past 3 or 4 years, they are absolutely woeful. Anybody beating Mexico should not be proud of it. They stink. A couple good players though.
Mm.
I'm a fan of Alvarez.
Which one?
Central midfielder.
There are many.
Plays for West Ham. That's
yeah. There's a guy. He's also called Alvarez. I think he's a 10. I can't remember. I don't know. I might be chatting rubbish.
Listen, folks, I need you to smash the like for me as well, please.
Smash the like.
Edson Alvarez. That's the guy.
Joe, he has changed the
Oof,
line.
nasty, cynical foul there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chucky Lozano's come to MLS Just play for an expansion team.
Yeah. What happened to him? I'm being
Jacob
a
says,
ridiculous World Cup.
it's been fun listening to you three. Just be yourselves and talk about anything and everything. Gabe, how do you feel about Declan Rice's transfer value?
I think international
consensus?
play is the best expose on some of these English players, honestly, in their valuations. He's an exceptional talent. Don't get me wrong. He's very, very good. Is he worth over £100 million? Not on your life.
Always fuming. So,
Bielsa's fuming.
yeah.
Bielsa's like, you guys are running laps when we're done here.
This is not good enough. The best thing, I can't remember who it was against, but a manager, coach was chatting rubbish about how they're going to beat us. And we beat them like 2-3-0. It was very simple. Bielsa stood up at the end of the game. He had these notes. He ripped them up and just walked out. I can't remember. It was like, oh, it was perfect. Because this guy was chatting about, we're going to do this and that to him. And we battered him. And he just stood up. He had his notes. He ripped them up, put them in his pocket, went down to it. It was brilliant. Yeah, schooled him there, mate.
I think we might have another. Folks, on way.
Dealer. What player he is, by the way, on the ball, Dealer Cruz.
Yeah, it'll be another goal is more fitting for the balance of this match, I think. Let the scoreboard reflect.
Yeah. I think so. Cross. Great header as well. Who is
Good
it?
finish.
3-0. Fair. It's going to be some game between you two, you know, Gabe.
I don't know how to call it yet, honestly.
It'll be a very good game.
I think for me, it's probably going to come down to coaching. And Greg Berhalter is an idiot, and Marcelo Bielsa is not. So for me, that's going to be the clearest difference between the two. I mean, it's debatable. I think Uruguay's overall squad is better, although I don't think it's as big a talent gap as some people might think.
Bielsa celebration, sorry.
Yeah. Marcelo Bielsa. Marcelo Bielsa. Yeah, it's like he takes his demons off of him and throws them on the ground every time he celebrates.
Yeah, Nighty and Nandez was linked for a long time, man.
Yeah. The Paul. I look at all them players we were linked with playing in the Euros. I'm like, oh, we were linked with him. We were linked with him.
Yeah, there's been so many.
Mental, innit?
I didn't even know. I found out earlier on that the former translator of, I think, Bielsa actually went to mainland. With Jackson, yeah.
Jackson, yeah.
West
Yeah,
Coast
well,
Mariners
he was.
or whatever.
He's an analyst. He's a performance analyst. That's his trade.
Right.
He just obviously did Bielsa's translation. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget his name. Correjo, something Correjo. Yeah. Yeah. He's he's checked his profile. Performance analyst before he did Bielsa's translating for him. Worked in a coffee shop as well. He's doing really well, Jackson, isn't he? Doing really well. He's won the treble in Australia. Doing really well. Good to see.
Be the big next big Ange.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, could be, couldn't he? Yeah. Might be another one that got away. They
won
always
the treble.
fucking
Apparently,
seem to
they
get
play
away.
attract. I've not seen Andres. That's the one, cheers, mate. He plays attractive football. Apparently, I've not watched it, but apparently plays attractive football. Like
Helly, I think, Helly from Australia. She said they played her team Sydney and they were very, very good.
yeah.
Has Chris Armas got a job?
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah, no, he's the coach of Colorado, MLS.
There you go.
Is he?
That's hilarious.
What a weird appointment that was, by the way, to then sack him. Like,
I think I shocked Brownie with how nuts I went when we appointed. I was so angry.
Yeah, it was wild.
It's just, I was not having it.
I think Panama have scored as well, folks. Watch this
Render.
space.
Mark Jackson, yeah.
That's important in a tournament to get, goal differential.
Let's have a look. That must be a good goal, yeah. They're playing out front now. Oh, no, wait, they're going to go long, aren't they?
It's not like Bielsa to get clean sheets anyway, is it? Let's be honest.
Nah, he gives them one, doesn't he? We'll score 5, but we'll give him 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I think I'm slightly ahead, but that's a good finish, to be fair.
No, it's all self-inflicted.
Go on, Sam Christensen. You tell him to get that ball back. You've got minus 12 seconds.
It is a good finish. Yeah.
Does that defend, doesn't it?
Go on, the Panamanians. What's that sound?
There's a dog barking outside.
Right.
Huh?
Sorry, Anthony. Sorry. Fucking hell, it sounds like a big dog, that.
Yeah, I'm surprised it's cutting through him.
Is it yours, Gabe?
Well, it's not my dog, no. It's outside.
Oh, really?
The windows are closed, yeah. Thing means business.
Max Dean is doing bits as well. MK Don's Max Dean scoring goals for fun.
MK Dons. Doncaster. Can we just talk about Doncaster for a minute?
Donny.
Joe, do you like Doncaster? You've been there.
I've been to Doncaster, yeah, actually. I have, yeah. A
Great
few
place.
times, actually.
Not
My
good
man was at
experience.
Leeds as well. Doncaster Dome. Donny Dome. Doncaster Dome.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
The leisure place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got like...
Donny.
Yeah, Donny, not a great place, but yeah. Well, folks, it's 3-1. I know it says 3-0 on my thing. We do apologise for not keeping you up to date with the game, but listen, we've had a nice night. It's been a nice evening. We've spoken, we've chatted. You've learnt a bit more about us. That's all good, I guess, just by chatting. We Are Leeds lives there. There you go. Then big up, Donny.
Nice.
Yeah, man, we will be there. Listen, I think. Well, I don't think I know. I'm live at 10 a.m. on
Tomorrow.
today.
Yeah.
I'm live at
6
10 a.m.
hours.
on. Yeah, I'm
Can you
live
imagine?
on.
Right back at it at 10 a.m.
I'm back, but not on my channel. I'm on One Leeds talking with Connor, and then I've got a
so that
stream
is
at
at 10?
2. Yeah, it's 10
So
a.m.
that's-
Yeah.
All right, so
Well,
it's tonight.
in 6 hours, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep, set my alarm, do that, then go back to sleep.
What are you guys supposed to be disagreeing about this week?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know what the topic is, but we don't really disagree, do we?
You know, you
But
do
it's
agree on a
well,
lot of stuff.
It's called
recently.
counterpoint,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah,
meant to be
yeah.
a disagreement.
I know, but there's not really much. Listen, do you know when the disagreeing will start?
When the
When
season
the
starts.
season starts.
Yeah.
And he's going, get Fark out, and I'm going, you're wrong.
He never said get Fark out.
But that's what he wanted, Gabe.
Save it for tomorrow.
No, it wasn't. I'm going to defend my boy. It wasn't. We bring reasonable critique when things are not going well.
Does that insinuate that we don't?
No, I'm saying we bring reasonable critique when things are not going well.
Oh, maybe counterpoint should be with you.
Listen, we've had our counterpoint.
We have.
We had our counterpoint about.
And you won
Elon
that
Melier.
war. You won that war. You
Just-
won
it was
that
just a
battle.
Yeah, it was a battle.
yeah.
It's a
you
big
won that
battle.
one.
It was our battle of
Yeah,
the bulge.
Yeah.
And the Allies are in control now.
Yeah, man, that's true. Right, listen, folks, smash a like on the video. Show love to Gabe. Show love to Lockie. And we'll see you in a bit. Peace out.
See you guys.
Enjoy your sleep.